Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly chapter head today, because today we are going to be returning to a game we've only played once on the channel before, but that was only a solo session. Today we have the privilege of having an entire squad of the Emperor's Angels, the Space Marines themselves, for a session of Deathwatch, the one of the 5 Warhammer 40,000 RPGs published by Fantasy Flight. And with me tonight are the stars of our Deathwatch session. I will say, before I introduce the guys here so they can tell you who their Space Marines are, I will say a couple things. For one, it's our first time playing Deathwatch proper. We had played it one time before, but that was a very loosey-goosey thing. We didn't use any of the squad rules. We are not going to get the adventure done this session. We're going to start fucking around with the rules. We're going to play some, we're going to see how if we can get our heads around all the different the demeanor rules and the conviction or cohesion rules and whatnot, so we can be better armed for the next time we play and start playing through the session. So there will be a lot of looking up and a lot of talking over rules this session. I do apologize if you just wanted to see just us play through the adventure. We will be also playing Extraction, the adventure out of the back of the core rulebook. So if you are intending on playing Extraction at some point, this session will contain spoilers. With those caveats out of the way, allow me to introduce you to the Battle Brothers, who will be trying to achieve a mission on a dying world tonight. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what's your familiarity with Warhammer 40k. First up, we've got Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm going to be playing MacLeod. He is a member of the Dark Angels, and he is a, what's the word for it?
Apothecary,
which is a healer. And my familiarity with Warhammer is very little. It's all on this channel, so all the games we've played.
There you go. All right, next up is Dave, our resident armorsmith, or I guess our resident tech marine.
Yeah, I'm going to put that aside today because today I am playing Wilhelm. He's a Black Templar, and he is a Deathwatch Assault Marine. My Warhammer 40k is, I've read some, I never played the miniatures. I actually bought the book just because I love the art and to learn about some of the chapters and Space Marines and stuff like that. But as far as games go, strictly on the channel, I've also played some tactical strategy, like action games where you control like a small squad of guys and you got to get from one section to the next, position behind rocks and stuff. So it's kind of fun. And I've read probably about 8 or so of the Horus Heresy books.
Nice.
In paper.
Nice.
Paper books.
Excellent. And last, but certainly not least, joining us from an ungodly hour is James.
All right, I'm James. I'm playing Quintus, a tactical marine from the Ultramarine chapter. So, yeah, I've never played the tabletop game, but I've read some of the books, and I've played a bunch of the computer games, and I've read through a chunk of the FFG books. So, and I'm playing in the Rogue Trader game with you.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So for myself, I have owned versions of the tabletop board games since the original Rogue Trader. My original Rogue Trader was read to the point that all the pages fell out, which is not unusual for that. Didn't take much effort with those original bindings. But I was pretty into 40k until I can't remember why. And when I think around the time like White Wolf stuff really started on the ascent is where I stopped playing that. And I've dabbled back and forth in the games or the tabletop games since then. I hadn't until recently listened to any of the books on tape for the 40k universe, but I have lately, and I obsessively started collecting the 40k RPGs with this one. Deathwatch was my first 40k RPG, and then I kind of expanded out from there, and I've got most, or if not all, of the books for all of them now. Not Dark Heresy First Edition, but for everything from Rogue Trader going forward. And I've read a great deal of that stuff, but I'm still not, there's so much to know about the 40k universe that, like, I wouldn't consider myself an expert by any means. And we're going to for sure screw up some stuff tonight, particularly with the Space Marines themselves. So with all that said, let's talk about what we're doing, and let's start off with some block text, and then we'll flash back and we'll start talking about what we're going to experience and what we need to know. So we mentioned before we went live that this game is at its root is very similar to the Rogue Trader game. The characters are obviously much more powerful than your Rogue Traders or your Explorers in Rogue Trader. They are Space Marines. They have way more powerful much more powerful armor. There is a bunch of genetic and surgical changes that have been made to your characters. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what on earth the blue bar is for your characters. Oh, fatigue. There we go. Should do that in the Rogue Trader game too. So you get your fatigue.
We don't need more difficulty levels in Rogue Trader.
So in this game, there's some. Not only do you start with characters who are more powerful than in Rogue Trader, there's a fair amount of other stuff you need to know too. Just because the Space Marines are, they just have a lot more kind of special abilities or things that set them apart. One of the ways that they make it a little easier to keep track of that, we talked about before we went live. There's a list of the Space Marine abilities that you have, including the different, extra organs and whatnot that are included or added in, including like your heightened senses. So you get your plus 10 from your Oculub and the Lyman's Ear. Bonuses for your multi-lung against resisting gases. Preomner, which gives you bonuses against your poisons and so forth. There is also your power armor abilities. This is what everyone's have. Built-in mag boots, built-in Vox Link, servo augmented musculature, which your character sheet already takes count of. And then in addition to that, there are one of the first complexities is each of your armors has its own history too. Armor, this is one of those legacy tech settings where like things have gone to pot, and the ability to create or the willingness to create and innovate is kind of gone. So maintaining existing materials and supplies and whatnot is important. So the armor you're wearing, it could conceivably date back to Space Marines who served during the Horus Heresy. The Space Marines themselves, they live a long time, but not that long, unless they fall into chaos. Chaos Space Marines can definitely, you could encounter Chaos Space Marines who still date back from millennia ago. Thanks to the gifts of the Creatures of the Warp. Now, let's run some block text here, and then we'll talk about what you did before said block text. So, this chapter, guys, is called Planetfall. You descend on wings of fire to the tormented earth of a dying world. Within the thunderous, claustrophobic hold of your drop pod, the assault on your senses and the agonies of the crushing G-force exert on your body, the crushing G-force exert on your body would kill an ordinary man. While outside, the armored ceramite burns like a falling star. But you are no ordinary men who endure this fiery trial. You are Space Marines, the Emperor's chosen angels of death. Within your mind, you recall the mission briefing, replaying it with perfect clarity. The world below is Tantalus, a resource moon on the edge of the Castabel system, a system around which the jaws of the great devourer are tightening shut. Your minds focus on the goal of the mission, and you recall the last broadcast from the world's surface, an icy, harsh voice barking from the Voxnet through the howling static. Attention! Death Marine vessel Thunder's word. This is Magos Biologus Zardos Viakai. My conveyance has been fatally damaged and forced to crash land en route to rendezvous site. I survive. The data core survives. I require immediate extraction from this location. The swarm approaches. Crash site unsafe. I will seek shelter nearby until your arrival. The data core must survive and be retrieved. Location and carta follows. I will send this message to repeat as long as the anima endures. Message ends. And it ends. The voice cut off and was followed by a rapid chatter of scattered binary code before beginning again. The swarm, 5 hours and counting. 5 hours until the whole area is swept clear of life in an unholy tide of fang, venom, and claw. 5 hours. 5 hours and counting. The retro thrusters hammer into you like a blow from an enraged god. The drop pod doors blast open, and you spring forth from your crash harnesses, power armor systems already engaged, auto senses tracking, weapons in hand. The daylight wanes, and through your suit's filters, you detect two pervading scents on the bitterly cold air: burning chemicals and human blood. Let me bring you over to what you see on Tantalus. So you can ignore the little Jeep or whatever that's there. Oh, shit, fuck. Hold on. Put you way off screen. Oh, dang it. Sorry, Jeff. Just delete these guys. Boom. Let's try this again here. Boom. There you are. All right, you're back. So this is what you can picture: the sprawling tundra, the industrial stacks. Make it a little smaller here, and the thick cloud cover, the sign of a world already being consumed. Now, this is the view you have as you come out. Let me show you one other thing. This is the active area. We're going to be going to a map that is like this, but there are some decisions that you will have to make as to how you choose to conduct your search, not only at the crash site, but then across this region of Tantalus as you try and track down your the data core, and ideally Magos as well. Now this that you see, what will come for the planet on the top right there, that is 50 units that are basically represent 6-minute intervals. As you take actions, as you investigate things, engage in combat, as you travel, that time will tick down until all 5 hours are gone. 5 hours to locate this and go. One of the things that you will find as Space Marines that are part of Deathwatch is that you have certain goals for your missions that are required. If you do not achieve them, then you fail your mission, full stop. There are other objectives that are secondary to that, usually related. Some of them might be less than ideal versions of the primary objectives, or they might just be something fairly related, but something that might require extra effort or luck or whatever. Then you have tertiary objectives, which are generally either, if you can do it, you'll get some extra recognition for it, or it is personal goals, ways to distinguish yourself and honor the chapter. Deathwatch is separately one unit, but you all, if we were playing, with images that were authentically Deathwatch, you would only have one shoulder marking your chapter. But there is so many amazing illustrations of the chapters. I decided to go with actual illustrations of your chapters. You can just pretend that you're all in black. The all black ones, where you can actually see the chapter insignia on the one shoulder, are few and far between. So, but although you are all part of Deathwatch, that is a way of distinguishing not only yourself and honoring, it's also a way of honoring the chapter by showing something else. So I mention that because your primary objective on the metagame level here is to retrieve Magos's data core. Magos, as you may have figured out, Magos is a I think he's a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus. If I recall. I think I actually have an illustration of Magos on here, do I? Yes, he is for sure an Adeptus Mechanicus. Look at this. Magos via Kai.
Whoa.
Yeah. He is.
So we work directly for the Emperor in this version of the game?
You do. Well, you always serve the Emperor. In this case, you have been seconded from your chapter, where normally you serve with your other battle brothers who are members of the same chapter. You've been seconded to an organization called the Deathwatch, which is kind of like an elite strike force specifically used to combat aliens or Xenos threats. Does that answer your question?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The Emperor has
normally we'd be in chapters, right? If it wasn't for Deathwatch, we would normally fight amongst other Space Marines of our chapter.
Precisely. Like there are times where the chapters are like both will be one or two or three will be or two or three will be dispatched to the same kind of task, but they generally don't serve alongside one another. You know, it's been at least like there was the lead up until before the Horus Heresy, where the sort of the different chapters, at least the founding chapters, were created and their own they had their own techniques and their own kind of preferences and liabilities developed, and then in some cases as they met their Primarchs, because while they were genetically engineered from the blood of different Primarchs, the Primarchs themselves were stolen by warp powers, as the story goes. And then as the Emperor led the crusade to go and reconquer human space, they were finding some of them. And in some cases, the Primarchs came back and found that their bloodline that has borne something that makes very much sense to them. So they would be, falling in and like, oh, this is exactly what I would have wanted had I designed it. And then in some cases, it was very different. They came in and shook shit up and made things very different. So, and then the Horus Heresy happened, and then 1,000 years passed. 10,000 years passed, because that was 30K. So 10,000 years passed, and over that time, each of the chapters has further specialized and become their own thing, to the point where, like, if you stood an Ultramarine outside of his armor next to a Space Wolf and next to a Salamander, you would think they were completely different. The things that were common, they're giant, grotesquely, large, and bearing not only battle scars, but hideous surgery scars. But, one's going to have sharpened teeth, and one's going to have black skin, like literally black skin, not African American or African looking, full on fucking black skin. And one will look like, a Hitler Youth. Like, what do the Ultramarines look like? Are they all blonde hair, blue eyed?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But we're barely human?
Augmented. You're taking as teenagers, and over the course of like 20 years, you go through a series of surgeries that will change things about you fundamentally. All those glands and whatnot that are in there, those are things that are surgically implanted, including something called the black carapace, where it's actually fused to your skin on the outside so that you can function better with the power armor.
And a lot of the Space Marine chapters don't really relate to humans very much, because they're not really human anymore.
No.
And they just don't think anything of them. So the Ultramarines and the Salamanders are kind of unusual as being a bit more accepting of normal humans.
Yeah. Some buy into the whole Emperor's Angels things a little more literally than others. Like we talked about before we went live, the Black Templars are extremely religious, which is, again, kind of one of the unfortunate, things about the Black Templar, about religion in general, is that the Emperor was a staunch atheist and wanted to stamp out stuff. And then in his death, during the Horus Heresy, he becomes the focus of a galaxy-wide religion. So, yeah, grim and dark.
Irony is heavy in Warhammer 40k.
Most definitely. So, one of the things that we should... so what you've been tasked with is retrieving this, making contact with this Magos Viakai. And originally, he was working... What you heard is that he was injured and operating on emergency protocols, and he was needing immediate extraction from the planet. The Tyranids, for those who don't know, is basically a world-killing biological organism or organisms. They call it a swarm, but it all sort of works as one. What the Tyranids generally do is, first, they will infiltrate with, the most common way of doing it is with these things called gene stealers, which will very quick, think of like the Xenos from Aliens, or what are they called? The Xenomorph?
Xenomorph.
Yeah, like that, only they genetically copy what has happened, and they're intensely psychic and prone towards creating cults. The reason they create psychic cults is so they can create a beacon in the warp that will call the swarm to the planet. And once that happens, it's kind of all over. The Tyranid swarm will arrive. It will then begin disgorging different kinds of organisms that will deposit other types of organisms on the planet, which will use the raw materials from their, drop pod things to create other horrible shit. The end goal for the Tyranids is to not only destroy everything that is on a planet, but to consume it and add it to the structure of the swarm. They will then, once that a planet is utterly raised of any kind of biological life, it will then go in search of the next beacon. So, where you are arriving, this is a world in the process of dying. It is not a matter of, you're going to reach a point where, there's just the forces, you need to fall back a little bit and then fight again. This world is dying. There is nothing that can be done at this point to save the planet. It is really a matter of just retrieving what you can and finding another way to try and face the Tyranid swarm. There are occasions, I think one of, like Macragge, I think, the homeworld of the Ultramarines. Macragge is the homeworld, right?
Yep.
Yeah. They, I believe, repulsed a Tyranid swarm, but the amount of effort and the amount of destruction that requires, you need to have effectively an entire chapter of tens of thousands of genetically engineered soldiers with all of their gear and whatnot in order to successfully do that. A place like this, it's done. For foregone conclusion that this world is gone.
So the invasion's already begun.
The annihilation of the planet has, you are in the last, this person was supposed to meet up with you. The tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus, these are the ones who work, they sing the, the techno hymns and enter the digital psalms into different cogitators, which are the versions of computers, or the servitors, the biological kind of like computers or robots. In the 40K universe, like in, say, the Dune, there was a robot rebellion. They called them the Men of Iron at one point. So before the Emperor ever came around, there's this very big distrust of robots and, AI and stuff like that. And Tyranids are just, nightmarish. They do a good job of showing them off in there's a trailer out for the newest edition of 40K, and part of that is them facing some Tyranid shit, and it's the worst. Imagine combining the very worst parts of the velociraptors from Jurassic World with the xenomorphs from Alien, and the blob, and it's just the terrible fucking things. But the tech priests, so where the Adeptus Mechanicus comes in, is they're the ones who kind of work all their, all the techno whatever. They keep everything functioning. They design and build things for the Emperor. But more often than not, it's a matter of recovering things that were developed during the the golden age of mankind, and using these kind of nano fabricator units called IPCs. IPCs, is that right? I think so. And it's basically it's ICPs maybe. And anyway, what it is information on how to build certain things. So the in-universe justification for why, every army has the same tank in the Imperium, or every army has the same armor or whatnot, is they've got these schematics for it, and they can crank them out with these creaky old 10,000-year-old machines, or even older in some cases. The Adeptus Mechanicus are the ones who do that for the Emperor. So this guy has effectively, the data core will have all the information from this planet and what was gathered about this particular swarm. So it's critical you get him. That's why that is a primary one. Secondary objective, the primary objective is to recover the data core. Secondary objective is to rescue Magos Viakai. The person of the Magos is valuable to the Imperium and the war effort in the sector. Allowing his death would diminish the completion of the mission. It's not the most important thing, but it is an important bit. And then tertiary objectives and personal goals are things like Pride of Arms, slay a Tyranid creature in hand-to-hand combat. Trophy kill, recover a significant glorious trophy, such as a Hormagaunt skull from a personal kill. Honor the Adeptus Mechanicus, rescue the Magos in person. This is particularly appropriate if one of the kill team is a Tech Marine. You guys don't have to worry about that. Honor the Emperor's loyal servants. Intervene. There may be an opportunity to do something like that. I'll let you know when opportunity objectives come up. Purge the Xenos, kill as many Tyranids as possible, and deny the enemy what is the Emperor's just due. That would be destroy the refinery facility on departure. Blow the refinery, deny them that resource. Because in spite of them being biological mechanisms, they still make use of the same kind of chemical stuff. STCs, yeah. I don't know why. I think because IPC is probably in some other sci-fi setting.
IBC?
Which IPC?
I think it's an IBC. That's the Bill Murray's channel on Scrooge.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so those are the objectives. Now, the other thing you would be doing is before we go down, you guys would have sworn, if we flash back to you on the crew or the bridge or whatever of the Thunder's Word, the battleship that transported you here, you would have sworn oaths. And the oaths are listed here. What the oaths do is grant you a benefit that lasts for the duration of the mission. So, the prerequisites are listed under there. So there's certain ones that you guys, let me see here, are there any that you cannot do? Oath of the Weapon you cannot do. You have neither a Devastator Marine nor a Tech Marine.
So do you have to have the prerequisites, so only certain ones can.
Exactly. If your complement does not include one of those things, you cannot swear that oath.
So yeah, I'm an assault marine, so I can.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. You know what this is? Actually, I think the prerequisite is who the leader is, who the squad leader is. So, like, for instance, if Quintus is a squad leader, then Quintus is a tactical marine. He can lead the Oath of the Astartes, the Oath to the Emperor, Oath of Glory, the Oath of Loyalty. And then what that does is it unlocks certain squad mode abilities for the mission.
So we basically choose one.
Yeah, you choose one. Well, the thing is, that determines who the leader is. This relates to your cohesion. Cohesion is a flexible meta-narrative resource that will go up as you achieve victories, down as you fail, experience failures, or when you engage with some of your squad mode abilities. You're assumed to be in solo mode unless you go into squad mode. Entering squad mode requires you to either spend a point of cohesion or to make a cohesion roll where you roll 1d10 and you want to roll the number of cohesion points you have or less. So having someone who's got a high fellowship bonus, an FB, is critical for selecting leader because you want to have somebody who's got that. Another factor that plays in is whether you have training in command or not. So of you three, who has, maybe you just put in chat what your FB, your fitness fellowship bonus is, and whether you have command or not. You guys are all the same rank, so that modifier will not change. So, okay, remember your FB, your fellowship is 45, your bonus will be the tens digit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
And
yeah,
also, as an ultramarine, I add 1 to cohesion if I'm the squad leader.
I believe you also have the ultramarine ability, which allows you to use your your chapter's abilities with everyone, even though they're not members of the same chapter. The Ultramarines play very well with others. It's part of the reason why so much of the community hates Ultramarines. So then, if Quintus has command, then what that means is you got 4. You both would start with 4 in your cohesion, plus 1 for your rank. Plus, if you have command, I think it's plus 2. And plus 1 from being an Ultramarine.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's...
Macrodon, you sure you want to serve an Ultramarine?
I don't want to follow either of you, but... Skills are skills.
So command is plus 1. What is your command rating? Are you trained in it, or do you have a plus 10?
I'm trained in it.
Trained in, okay. So 1, 2... 6, 7. Yeah, I think you have 7 cohesion then. Which is pretty fucking good. We'll let the squad leader keep that. Then, what oath do you wish to swear? And what benefit do you wish to enjoy? Or it looks like you've got a good selection of different things there. And if you want to see what the squad mode abilities are, those are in the rule book. Let's see here.
So the oaths, the big thing is the squad modes, right?
And the benefit. Like if like if you got if it was an apothecary or a librarian who's leading, you could take an oath of knowledge, and your benefit could be plus 10 to weapon skill and ballistic skill, and declare it the Tyranids. Part of your oath will be like pointing out all the ways that you can, fuck up Tyranids as you fight them. Or, the Oath of the Emperor, plus 10 to your willpower test. Squad mode abilities are also pretty important, but then it's not to undercut how important and the Oath of the Weapon. Fuck me. Ignore jams, reroll test to confirm Righteous Fury. It's a pretty sweet one, too. So, we're not doing the what I can't remember what it's called. No, equipping, whatever. It's called the loadout scene, but that's actually a real fun part of the game too. Is that at the outset of your mission, you go through a loadout thing. You make requisitions of depending on what you've done and whatnot. You can request certain gear beyond just the basic stuff that you always get, and some stuff is sort of gated behind your rank. So. For those who know what I'm talking about, yes, you at one point can get Terminator armor for your missions. It's pretty fucking awesome. So what are you thinking, guys? And more importantly, Quintus, what are you thinking? What?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what some of these abilities are.
Well, if any of them help with search or rescue or fighting the Tyranids, that obviously are the best choice in this scenario, I think.
Indeed. Soak fire was what I was looking to see what that does. Because these will all be...
Oh, for your
that
soak
doesn't
fire?
look like it'll do much against a...
Tyranids, yeah, like there's only a handful of Tyranid breeds that only, what do you call it, that use range weapons.
So that's... Tactical spacing, what's that?
This is one of there is a lot moving in this game, but I think this is one of the ways where it really rewards learning the game, because there's a lot of really neat stuff to fit together and a lot of options. Not only building your character and then playing your character and advancing, but like on a mission to mission basis that are pretty cool.
You can see that if you really needed, oath of knowledge, for example, on a mission, it might be worth me leading that mission, even though I'm not near as good as Quintus, but just to get that oath benefit.
Exactly. Yeah.
And those squad tactics that are unique in there, right?
Well, each of the tactics, like the squad mode abilities, again, to enter squad mode, what you would do is roll. Your cohesion right now is a 7. Assuming that's what it was when you wanted to enter into squad mode, you'd either spend one of those points of cohesion to automatically enter squad mode, or roll 1d10 as Quintus is trying to rally everyone to get into squad mode and work in formation. When you do, he can then grant you certain benefits and grant you abilities. You lose some solo abilities. Like each of you has different solo abilities you can do when you're in solo mode, but for instance, if he goes with tactical advance, that is, where's it here? What's your chapter? There you go. I cannot find that one for some reason. You can see tactical spacing. Did you find tactical advance? Maybe it's a typo. It's squad advance.
I found tactical. It's tactical spacing. That's on page 224.
Right, but
it
there's
actually
also
looks pretty cool.
There's also what's listed there is tactical advance, which I think is supposed to be squad advance. Because I don't see squad advance on there, and that's a attack pattern. That one is kill teams move with a deadly precision across the battlefield, covering each other as they go. While this ability is in effect, the kill team may use their reactions to make a tactical advance, which is on page 243. So tactical advance is a thing you get to do, but the actual squad mode ability is called, there we go, tactical advance is an action. Character moves from one position of cover to another position of cover. In doing so, he may cover a distance up to his full move. For the duration of the move, he's considered to have the benefit of the cover he left, even though he's moving in the open for the brief time.
That's cool.
Yeah. And sorry, James, you were saying the other one, tactical spacing, is really good too?
It's like understanding the battlefield and utilizing its, there's a break in the fire, I can run now. Kind of cool.
Yeah, so tactical spacing, that's awesome. You can actually lend, because normally you can only do one reaction per turn. Remember in Rogue Trader where you had like one dodge or one whatever? Tactical spacing allows you to lend your reactions to people. So someone comes under heavy fire, you can give up your reactions during that time so they can get the reactions.
Oh, that they can keep reacting. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So this is what the decision of the oaths, and then there's also chapter-specific things, and normally it's only members of the same chapter who can get that. There are ways to get around that, but the Ultramarines have a neat ability to allow you to share their ability with everyone. And then the game also introduced with some of the extra books other chapters, so there's constantly new kind of abilities you can access. And on the, I don't think it's on the Roll20 sheet, but it's neat. In the physical version of the character sheet, you actually have two sides to the character sheet. To one page of it, there's squad mode, solo mode. So you actually turn the sheet around, so you know precisely what mode you're in, and it's got the rules for it in there.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, what are we thinking? What oath is being sworn, or was sworn? We know you're on Tantalus' surface now.
What are you thinking, James?
Just want to see Furious. Just see what Furious Charge is. Where is that?
Probably sounds like an attack one.
Here we go. It's on 221.
Okay. Furious Charge costs 3. Use the ability the Battle Brother and those in support range of him may make an immediate charge move and a standard attack with a melee weapon. In addition, such as the fury of such an attack that all Battle Brothers involved may re-roll damage for their attacks. And that doesn't cost their action. So if you trigger that with 3 cohesion, yowza. Everyone within support range, and your support range is... Where is it here?
Now, Bolter Assault probably seems more...
What kind of...
My suggestion is the first one is good. The Oath of the Astartes. We get even more cohesion.
Yeah.
We get the squad advance, which is cool. And the tactical spacing is the one where we get to share our reactions.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, for our first foray, the extra cohesion may be good.
Yeah.
That's like how good we work as a unit, right?
Yes. And support range relates to your rank. At your rank, rank 1, visual distance no more than 30 meters away. As you get more ranks, you guys will be able to learn how to fight instinctively and anticipate what your battle brothers will do, even though you don't see them. But for now, with it, you need to be within 30 meters of one another in order to be within support range. You maintain squad mode. Let's see here. As long as you've got 1 point of cohesion, a battle brother drops out of squad mode if he returns to solo mode. Oh, and returns to the solo mode at the start of his turn if he falls unconscious or dies, if the cohesion reaches 0, if you're no longer in support range of at least one other member of your kill team, or you choose to return to solo mode.
Right. So things will affect our cohesion while we're trying to work together.
Yeah, and then what will affect your cohesion is if a character in squad mode suffers 10 or more damage from a basic range weapon with an accurate quality, like if you're sniped, if a weapon with a blast quality or a weapon with a devastating quality. So terrifying or unknown weapons, if you take 10 points of damage from that, you also take 1 point of cohesion damage. Cohesion damage can be ignored if the squad leader can pass a challenging +0 command or fellowship test to rally his men under fire. Creatures with the fear trait can also cause cohesion damage to the kill team, but this damage is negated if the kill team leader succeeds on a willpower test. So long as your courage holds Quintus, the fear of your fellows will not affect the cohesion. And to recover the cohesion is if you complete one of the mission objectives, you get a point of cohesion. If any member of the kill team spends a fate point, you get a point of cohesion. And if the GM decides the Battle Brothers have completed a particularly monumental task or role-played well the bonds of brotherhood with their kill team, you get a point of cohesion back. And that can play into the demeanor as well. I think we talked about it before we went live, but remember, demeanor's like supercharged fate point. As long as you role-play why you're calling on your demeanor for the one time per session, you'll gain double the effect of fate points if it's role-played well. If it's role-played poorly, it's just the effect of a fate point. And fate points, the same thing in this as they are in Rogue Trader.
Yeah.
I'm the most stoic zealot you've ever met.
So if we use Bolter Assault, that'll cost us 3 of those cohesion points, but then we can use it for the rest of the mission.
So when you activate abilities, let's see here. I don't know if it's for the mission, but let's see. I think it's each individual use of it.
It's on 219.
2-1. Oh, thank you. All right, using squad mode abilities. They function just like other actions and can be activated by any battle brother, not just the squad leader. In his turn, there's no test to activate them. However, you must spend the requisite amount of cohesion and be in squad mode. You only need to spend the cost once, however, and once the ability has been activated, it remains for the remainder of the session. That is incredible. It may be used by either him or other members of the kill team in the squad. So that's super fucking cool. Some non-sustained squad mode abilities have a duration different than single combat. And both the battle brother using the action and any other members of the kill team within support range may then benefit from the effect of a squad mode ability. Pretty good. So don't drop into solo mode. Because you will lose the access to those abilities. So that's pretty awesome. It also means you got to be judicious in your use of it, because when you test cohesion, it'll be the more you use those, the more prone to losing cohesion you'll have.
Right.
Okay. So with that oath, it was the oath of the Emperor? Oh.
The Astartes?
Astartes.
Oath of the Astartes. Yep, that's an oath of the Space Marines.
Oh.
Okay.
Seems like one we could agree on.
Well, definitely. All right. So then, with the oath sworn, with your squad mode abilities now accessible, your cohesion established, we did not go through the requisition phase, but I have given you guys some gear beyond what you would automatically gain access to. Let's very quickly talk about the ways that that all of you guys share some special abilities. I'm just gonna, I'll open up one of the ones that you guys are not playing. How about I do that? Okay, so under talents, you will see there are a number of abilities that you've got here, and then there are traits. Talents are really the things you need to... The traits, I think all of yours are passive, although I said implant, not implants. There we go. Here's what you guys all gain, so you will all be able to remind one another of what you can do. You are ambidextrous. You can use either hand equally. You don't suffer any penalties from using offhand stuff. You have Astartes weapon training. You can use any of the gear that is on your character sheet without issue. You have bulging biceps. You can fire heavy weapons using semi-auto burst or full auto burst without bracing and not suffer -30 penalty for failing to brace. This is important because your typical weapon is a bolter, and a bolter is a big fuck off like machine gun that fires rockets. And if you didn't have bulging muscles, you would have to be bracing that thing or taking a big penalty. You guys are huge and inhuman. Heightened senses we talked about before obliquely, so you got a bonus from this and your armor, a total of plus 20 on awareness checks involving hearing and sight. You have Killing Strike, which does... When taking the all-out action, a Space Marine may spend a fate point to make his melee attacks for that round impossible to parry or dodge. So you can spend a fairy, and this is your only for melee, but your melee attacks, you can blow a fate point. As long as you hit, they take the damage. They cannot dodge. Quick drop. I think you guys probably can guess what that one does. You can ready weapons. It's a free action. You have resistance to psychics. You get plus 10 when you're making resistance rolls against psychic powers. You have true grit. Whenever you would suffer critical damage, we have the result. So when we're rolling for the critical hits, we treat the amount of damage as critical as less. You are less prone to catastrophic injury. Unarmed Master is... Whoop, right here. Unarmed Master, your unarmed combat attacks do 1d10 plus your strength bonus in impact damage and do not have the primitive quality. The reason that matters is because basically you can punch through the seraph steel or ceramic steel stuff that makes up your armor or whatever. This is, you guys, again, giant inhuman monsters. That's what you guys are.
Right, so Space Marines can hurt other Space Marines, but it's hard for people who aren't to hurt us.
Yeah, I can't remember. The primitive
weapons.
trait is in, what do you call it? Rogue Trader as well.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Primitive. Here we go. Weapon qualities.
Right, our Rogue Traders would have a hell of a time just trying to hurt these Space Marines.
Yeah, so AP is doubled against primitive attacks unless the armor is primitive as well.
Right.
So you don't suffer, like someone trying to use a hatchet against your armor, you double the armor value on it, which is to say, like, they are not going to hurt you. Next is unarmored. Unarmed Master, unarmored Warrior. Due to excessive training in unarmed combat, your unarmed combat attacks do 1d6 minus 3 plus strength bonus instead of 1d5 minus 3. No, so it actually does more. Because the advanced training, both armed and unarmed foes, you do not count as unarmed when making attacks against armed opponents. That's weird. I guess the only benefit there is you don't count as being unarmed. If you have nothing else and all you can do is punch someone, you don't count as unarmored, which I think causes you to take damage on a successful parry. Or you might have a penalty to it, like one of those two things, or maybe both. Then you have Deathwatch Training. This would have come from you guys joining. I think it's a bonus. You can all Deathwatch Space Marines automatically confirm all Righteous Fury results against alien enemies without having to make the ballistic skill test or weapon skill test. So remember Righteous Fury, guys, when you roll a 10 on your damage dice, you normally have to make a roll. If you're fighting Xenos threats, which is kind of all you really fight, you automatically confirm it and get to roll Righteous Fury.
Cool.
Yeah. And I think that is it for the ones I'm looking at. After that are talents that are specific to this character. You guys may have some other talents that are specific to you. Let's quickly take a look at that.
Swift attack.
Macro. I'm just going to go through the guys in order. So you've got Auto Sanguine. Let's see here. When applying healing, the character is always considered light damage and heals at an increased rate, removing 2 points per day. Remember that the healing rate, or how much you restore, Jeff, remember it's different whether they are heavily injured or lightly injured?
Yeah.
This, you get to treat everyone as if they're lightly injured.
Okay, cool.
So you're a super healer. And I think that's it for your special abilities beyond what you otherwise had. For Wilhelm? Are you Wilhelm? 2 weapon wielder. think that gives you an extra attack. When armed with 2 weapons of the same type, the character may spend a full action to attack with both. Both tests suffer the -20 penalty. And you must have both melee and ballistic if you want to attack with both. And your offhand thing is your combat shield, which is exceptionally badass.
Or my combat knife.
Could use a combat knife. Your shield is, I think, actually... your shield does less. But...
It doesn't have any penetration either.
There must be a reason... Let's see here. Oh, you know why? Your combat shield, I think, has a fucking force field around it. Yeah, so hold on. I could tell you what it does in a second here. It might be in its supplement book. Oh, do I have a page reference, Dave? I thought for most of these I was pretty good about putting down what page I find it on.
No, I didn't have a page reference,
I didn't hear. Damn you,
I'm putting
Madison.
putting notes on the sheet, though.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to find it quickly because it's, I think... yeah, I think it's in Rights, which I brought with me. The player book, Rights Battle. This is the last book I got for Deathwatch. It was the last book I needed for my collection. And do you guys want to guess where I got it from?
Noble
Knight?
It'd be Noble Knight Games. Yes.
Noble Knight.
Several years ago, I got it from Noble Knight Games. I've loved them for quite some time. Okay, here we go. 139. I think it's in here. Because it's a pretty exceptionally badass thing here. Okay, expanded war gear. That's the thing with this game, too, is there's so much cool gear you can be bringing to bear. That, like, when you do the equipment stage for the different missions and such, there's just lots of cool shit you can select from. It's the armor, power armor. Oh, where is it?
Yeah, the felling weapon quality is pretty good on some things.
What does it do?
You reduce the toughness of the person you hit by X factors.
Oh wow!
So if you're hitting like a Chaos Space Marine, that reduces their armor quite significantly.
Wow! Yeah.
Yeah, it ignores levels of unnatural toughness.
Holy shit! That's huge. And if the orcs also have that unnatural toughness, anything that's big and stocky, a lot of Tyranids have that shit as well. Okay, where? Where in the heck? Ah, here we go. Okay. My power weapon. Astarte's Combat Shield. A combat shield strapped to the arm, providing an able parrying weapon as well as a smaller energy field. So what the combat shield gives you is a protection rating of 25. And what that means... When the character wearing an active field is attacked, roll D100. If the result is less than or equal to the field's protective rating, the attack is nullified and has no effect on the character.
Cool.
That's pretty nice.
That's pretty nice. The fields may overload Compare the result of the D100 to avoid damage to the field's overload roll. If the roll is less than or equal to the listed number, the field is overloaded and ceases to function until recharged or repaired. For yours, it's a 1 to 10.
1 to 10, okay.
Which I think is on the character sheet as well, too. So that's the upside to that.
So you get the benefit of being able to defend with it, but it also can be used if you decide to do a wield.
Yeah. So, like, and especially like while you're closing in, having that thing up, it's just an added bit of benefit that as, you know, attacks are coming in, the shield could just be, like, negating them.
Yeah. And then I've got a jump pack and Wrathful Descent on page 73.
Okay. 73, Wrathful Descent is when making a charge against a horde, the assault marine may inflict an additional 1d10 damage to the horde's magnitude on its first successful attack. This ability only functions when in squad mode. That's pretty awesome, because one of the things I remember I mentioned at the after last Rogue Trader session, I was like, maybe we should look at some of the rules for swarms that are in here. And what that is the Horde rules. Horde has a magnitude that is an abstraction of how big they are. It goes from like 25 to about 50 or whatever is the average starting size of a Horde. With normal weapons, including bolters and whatnot, each hit, as long as it does 15 points of damage, counts as 1 magnitude reduction. So if you've got your, rate of fire 3, bolt gun, you're firing into that. As long as each of them hits once, that's 3 points of damage. Melee, you make your attack roll. Every 2 degrees of success that you make, they don't dodge, gets you 1. And on top of that, when you charge in there, it does 1d10 damage to it, as opposed to the tiny little niggling away. There are other things that are particularly helpful against it, including if you have blast weapons, it does a huge amount of damage to the horde, unsurprisingly, and flamer weapons. Likewise, great way to cut through hordes. And hordes are used to model not only tyrannid swarms, but chaos cultists or orc, collections. Anything that's a big pack of people who are just all kind of charging in on you. So that's where that's pretty big. Like, doing 1d10 magnitude is really something.
Sweet.
Okay. And then your jump pack. Start today's jump packs on page 171. It requires a pilot personal skill to operate effectively. It allows for, safely guided falls from any height and short jumps. Such jumps allow the battle brother to double his base movement and travel in any direction without regard for obstacles.
Yeah, because blasting over top of everything.
You can also use the pack at maximal thrust to duplicate the Flyer 12 trait for up to a minute before the turbines need a minute to recharge. So basically gives you a flying movement of 12. Okay. That give Wilhelm his, we didn't look at the gear for you, Macrodon. Let's see what you got that is. So you got an auto injector, I think. Oh, you got enhanced healing as your special ability. So whenever you do first aid, you also restore an additional 1d5. That's under your special abilities, partway down the left side.
Oh, there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it says right on it, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have, let's see, your signature gear is Repair Cement, which I believe seals holes in Starty's armor. Remember the fun you had with...
trying to patch our vac suits.
Yep. That
I was thinking, Kev, it would have been kind of funny just to see the difference, to redo that fight against those, orcs or whatever.
I would need a lot more orcs to make it.
That'd be pretty
even
funny.
Remotely interesting. All right, so that's what Repair Cement does. It seals, holes the reductor. Retrieval and storage of a fallen Battle Brothers gene seed is so critical to apothecaries. They have a special tool for taking it out of them. You can also use it as a weapon with a penetration of 10 that does 1d10 plus 2. But it does not add your strength bonus because it's designed to emphasize control and precision, not, brute strength. That's a way to get, like, if so one of your battle brothers falls, if you recover that stuff, that's a tertiary goal always. So it's a way of getting some of your, in addition to getting renown at the, like, XP at the end of the session, the more the goals you achieve, the more XP basically you get.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's called. I don't know if it was from this game that this came out after Rogue Trader, but that's where renown comes from. Is the renown points you get to develop your character, and then you have the Narthicarium. Okay, which is that war gear? Narthicarium, the tool of the apothecary's trade. And a Narthicarium contains implements specifically designed for Space Marine physiology and for performing first aid without having to remove a patient's power armor. It also comprises various contraceptics, skin patches, transfusions, and other compounds engineered for Space Marine's biology. A Narthicarium grants plus 20 to Medicaid tests made on a Space Marine patient. It also raises the threshold at which a patient is considered lightly damaged to 3 times his toughness bonus, and doubles the amount of damage healed by first aid. A Narthicarium also holds 10 doses of any one drug. The drug must be required separately. I don't think I bothered to get a drug for you, but if you see one that looks of interest, by all means, jam it in your crop. Cool. So that would also stack with your enhanced healing.
Wow, he is a really good healer.
Yeah,
especially especially when he's assisting Space Marines.
Oh yeah, like the apothecary. The Space Marines are pretty durable suckers anyway. But having someone who is especially equipped to be able to get them back on their feet. Now, Quintus, what kind of interesting abilities do you have here? Let's see. Where's your inputs and talents? Air of Authority. On a successful command test, the character may affect a number of targets equal to 1d10 plus the fellowship bonus. And your voice carries such command that even those not in your retinue may pay heed. Oh wow! So making command tests, so making use of the command skill, not only targeting one, but it's 1d10 people. As Air of Authority, rapid reload. I think does what it says. Probably like quick draw for getting your next thing in there. A half action reload becomes free. A full action reload becomes half. That's pretty good. And what is your special ability? Tactical Expertise. Did you look up what that does yet?
No.
Okay, that is your... each of the different specialties, that's what... where your different... what do you call it? Your different abilities come from. And you have, actually, like, even when you're starting off a character, you have, like, 2 or 3 things to choose from for each of the different ones. Okay, here's Tactical Expertise. When initiating a squad mode ability, the Tactical Marine may share the benefits... sorry, I'm confusing the Ultramarines with this. Tactical Marine may share the benefit of his chapter's squad mode abilities with the members of his kill team as if they were a member of his chapter. This requires a successful hard -10 command test. At rank 3, it becomes challenging, and at rank 7, it becomes routine, +20. It is rolled once you initiate the squad mode ability for the first time during the mission or during the combat encounter for non-sustained squad mode abilities. If it's successful, the Tactical Marine may then freely share the benefit of your chapter's squad mode ability for the full duration of the squad mode ability.
Now, just if I check this, because we've got these 3 squad modes that we've got because of what we chose.
Yeah.
But there are chapter-specific...
yes,
attack and defense ones, so we've all got our own one of that as well.
Yeah,
right?
You've all got your own solo mode and you've got your own chapter mode, but the chapter one is really, unless you're a tactical marine who's leading a squad, although anyone can activate it, so I think a tactical marine, you don't have to necessarily be the leader. Anybody can, who's a tactical marine, can then share their.
Yeah, because if I understand it right, some of those chapter-specific squad mode ones only affect you anyway, and some affect all of the squad. And this tactical marine one means I think the ones which only affect you can affect everyone as well.
Yeah.
If I read that right.
Yep. No, that sounds right to me.
Although being an ultramarine miner always affect everyone anyway.
So the squad mode ability. Let's see here. As a favorite son. Oh, yeah, chapter ability. Let's see here.
It's just so the rest of us know. One of my squad mode for the ultramarines means that we can get 4 cohesion points back instantly.
Wow.
So
and
we can
then,
spend some and still get it back.
So the Black Templar, you have your chapter ability when you're in solo mode is Righteous Zeal. You get plus. Your toughness bonus is increased by 4 when taking damage from creatures with a demonic taint or with psychic powers. It lasts a number of rounds equal to your rank, and it's once per combat you can activate this.
So what's it called?
It's called Righteous Zeal.
Righteous Zeal.
Yeah. Yeah, you ignore toughness bonus against demons or things with a demonic taint. Your toughness bonus is plus 4 against demons and psychic attacks, and that lasts for 1 round because you're rank 1. And then for yours, for Dark Angels, Stoic Defense. Once per combat, a Battle Brother of the Dark Angels may enact a Stoic Defense. You regain 6 temporary wounds, and your maximum movement rate is reduced by half. Your maximum is reduced by half your agility bonus, rounding up. Unlike normal wounds, these bonus wounds are removed when affected by the damage of any successful attack and are always removed first before applying damage to the Battle Brother's normal wounds. These bonus wounds will be lost if you leave your chosen location either by your choice or involuntarily. It's a free action that can be activated at your turn. So basically, when there, it would be useful. You have to be in solo mode for all of these abilities. But the thing that's useful for you, MacLeod, is if you're getting really fucked up and you're about to go down, drop into solo mode. You activate that. You got 6 extra wounds, and that gives you a chance to try and apply some of your wounds or your healing. Okay. And then there are codex abilities, which are just you get them as part of being a Space Marine. The 2 things you guys can do, and these ones will be easy to remember: Burst of Speed, Feat of Strength. If you're in solo mode, you can each once per turn or once per session get a Burst of Speed, which is going to increase your agility bonus by 2 to calculate what your movement rate is for 1 round, or Feat of Strength, which is, I think you double your strength. Yeah, you increase your strength by 1 more factor. So you can do some kind of Feat of Strength once per session. Yeah, and you got your attack patterns. Here we go. Chapter attack patterns. Lead by example. Holy shit. Yeah, your chapter attack ability is pretty good. Ultramarine?
Yep, that's plus 4 to everyone's attacks and reroll damage for 1 guy.
The Dark Angels one? Well, I guess you're not leading, so you wouldn't be able to trigger those. Oh, and you're not tactical marine, so you wouldn't allow them to apply to everyone. That's the way it works. So really, that's the only one we need to keep track of. And then the defensive ability for... there's a chapter specific defensive stance.
But it's the chapter specific only applies to the leader.
It's not that it applies to the leader. It's that you're the only tactical marine. Otherwise, those squad abilities would only apply to themselves.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So then my other one, then the defensive one is natural leader, blah blah blah. When I use it, you can restore a number of cohesion points equal to my fellowship bonus.
Yeah.
Once per session.
The rally cry?
Yep.
Yeah, that's incredible. All right. So then, that is squad abilities, and like we don't need to remember all of those things as we go. If some of them remembers, or remember that you're capable of something we need to look up, that's good enough.
Yeah, I can see this game would take a while of playing it to really get into how but it's how you make these guys so cool and powerful, right? Is
definitely. And I think the thing I really love about it is how it seems like it encourages the whole team to work together, to remember what you're capable of, and remember, like, hey, maybe use this ability right now, or keeping people together. Like, there are some games that do have like intrinsic ways of encouraging that teamwork, but the squad mode thing is such a unique way of being like, if you do X, you will all get Y benefit, and you got specific tactics you can all use in it. It's a very cool thing.
Things that help each other and make each other's more prominent in the fight, as opposed to other games where you just do something cool and it helps the group, but like it's a numerical bonus or something.
Yeah, and I think even like setting aside the excuse me, the like knowing the certain squad abilities and things like that, it's also figuring out what the group plays like, right? So what the individual group of Marines is like, and whatever, finding out what sort of fits your strategy of how you guys play together.
Yeah,
and I think that all seems like really great ways to reward long-term play with that type of with this type of game, where not only are you seeing your characters advance mechanically and whatnot too, you're also just getting better at playing together and figuring out how to strategize, and that gives you the ability to take on some of the ungodly. There's one, I'm not sure it's on the screen. I don't have the illustration here, but there's a great illustration of like a space marine about this big, and then like a maw from some kind of Tyranid thing that's like that big. And that kind of fight can occur in Deathwatch at higher levels.
Right.
So,
totally.
All right. So then that's I think most of what we need to cover. Like that's we've got it, again, like what we're probably going to forget some stuff, but we'll just refresh our memory, or if someone forgets, particularly me, go ahead and refresh my memory and let me know that you guys can do something or whatever. Okay, then if we can go back to the surface of Tantalus, the ruin, the crash site, your orbital drop pods have set you down right next to where the crashed ship from Magos Mviakai remains. I think we're at, all right, see, we're at our halfway point right now. Why don't we refresh beverages, and we'll come back. We'll start ticking that timer down for you guys as you choose to do things. Sound good?
okay.
Reading the books and getting the rules right doesn't count, though, right?
Yeah, no, not at all.
That was like an
Actions
hour.
the characters take, not at all. No, this is some of the like, this is why I wanted to say at the outset, like we're not going to play through the full adventure. We're going to get a rough idea of this, and then we'll play. And honestly, like if we completely ignore the squad rules, you guys are still going to be utterly badass characters to play. What the squad rules allow you to do is just have extra ways to open up other options for actions throughout it. It's not necessary for it. So I hope you do take advantage of it, because they're really fucking cool. And you got the advantage that James has been reading Deathwatch as well. So your squad leader is someone who has got down into the guts of the game a little bit. And you're not having to learn it fresh from here, but yeah, we'll see what challenges you face. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes for those listening at home, and then we will see what awaits our Space Marines on the surface of Tantalus. So back momentarily.
I got something new, Jeff.
What's that?
Scale mail.
Oh, wow.
Can do a little testing. With some champagne-colored scale mail. It's kind of like a light pewter, or we'll see. See how it goes. I'm excited. Try something different.
Yeah, totally.
I'm in experimental mode. Black steel glove, scale mail. But I can't do that while I'm playing a game I don't know very well, and I gotta read a lot of stuff. So,
Yeah, it can be a little trickier.
Yeah. So Wednesday, when there's 6 people and I don't have to talk as often, and my turn doesn't come around very often, I can work on a glove or something like that. But tonight, it's a dice bag kind of night because I got to pay attention.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
What time is it over there, James?
5 in the morning.
I don't know if you want to know.
5 in the morning?
5 a.m. Yeah.
Wow. And here I thought you were staying up late, but you're up really early, right?
Exactly. I go to bed go to bed by 10, and then I get up again at 3. get half an hour. It was really bad before when the clocks had moved in North America and not here, because then it was 2 in the morning, and that's worse because you really can't get any sleep before 2.
Oh yeah,
That's
just
the chance of you could go to bed, you get 5 hours, but at 2 you're never going to get much.
Damn.
It's fun anyway. It is a bit odd, but I really enjoy Kingmaker and Rogue Trader and this, for example. So
Yeah.
it's worth staying up for or getting up for.
I'd hinted to Kev, I'm like, because he was like, "Oh, I'm not sure. It might just be you and James." I'm like, "Dragon Age, maybe." I'm happy to play this.
All right. Oh my! I was thinking during the break. I'm a little peckish, and then I remember that I have my son and his girlfriend are dropping off a key lime pie for me tonight. So
That's nice.
Ah,
yeah.
you need an extra pie break, that's okay.
Well, it's not here yet. Again, like I told him, I'm around all day tomorrow too. If you guys want to drop them off, they're like, no, it's just fresh today. Okay. That sounds awesome.
So are they making it tonight?
They made it. No, they made it earlier. They were going to stop by
Oh, they
earlier.
didn't.
It's just because the session goes until 11 o'clock my time. So, and they said, no problem. We'll come afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So on Discord at 2 a.m. Kevin will be busy posting stuff high on sugar and all the rest of it. There'll be,
I think
there'll
that's
be
kinda,
5
to be honest,
superheroes.
that's like any given Friday anyway. So that's sort of
Yeah, nothing changes.
okay. It's a different source of the stimulant this time. All right, so guys, this is where I want you to bear in mind what you see here, the ruin. Because we're going to go now to the map where we have the squad with a Deathwatch symbol. Now, I am going to post all the characters down here, but I'm going to get rid of the Marines, because really the only thing that matters for the purpose of moving around this map right now is the countdown. I'll make the countdown a little smaller here.
It looks kind of imposing.
Yeah. Well, I want you to constant reminder the planet is going to die.
In 5 hours, that's correct?
5 hours.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
We're using the increments of time as a D. Now, this isn't the countdown thing is not a feature of every mission in Deathwatch, but it can be if there is a sort of ticking clock element. So each decision, each action you take, each bit of movement, and how you choose to move is something that will cause that timer to be going down.
So there's 6-minute segments, is that correct?
6-minute segments.
Yeah, okay.
It's funny. I question whether a lawyer maybe had a hand in that, because that is every firm I know of in North America, or at least in Canada, bills at 6-minute increments. So.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
Oh, are you? Okay, yeah. It could just be a standardized thing across. What do you call it? It's an easy way to break up an hour.
Yeah, it could just be breaking in a 60-minute hour into 10 segments. But
Yeah, it is the interaction of the legacy of what do you call it? Sumerian timekeeping, because the base 12 counting. That's where we get the Sumerian, or it's Sumerian of origin. Anyway, that's my Bronze Age tidbit of information for today. I just think it's so interesting. Okay. So
sounds
then,
like you're prepping us for some jackals. Okay, sure.
jackals and what do you call it? Mythic Babylon. That Mythic Babylon is super fucking cool. It's a really, really, really cool setting. Amazing book too. But yeah, Jackals is also incredible. And we got that last adventure, the source book. The source book for it finally came out last year. Okay, speaking of which, let's talk about what you guys will need to do here. So, time. You may think that the planet-killing biological weapon, the moon-sized biological weapon, is the real enemy here, but I would argue that it's in fact time, because every action you take here, every decision you make, will be slowly eating away at that 4-5 hour increment before things are too dire for you to remain. The way that it's going to work is here we go. When you take actions to, do anything at a site, it will take a certain amount of time, which will eat away at the time. When you're traveling between sites, you will. So, like for instance, searching a building or a structure will take a single unit of time, while a detailed search takes 1d5.
Oh.
So it'll depend on how times. Combat generally takes only a single unit of time, but a protracted battle might take longer. Covering ground. Using the grid area, covering 5 squares will take 1d5 plus 2 if you're moving cautiously, which is trying not to draw attention to the Tyranids that are swarming over this area. If you are moving at a good speed, it's 1d5 time units, and if you are moving flat out, it's 1d5 minus 2, minimum of 1. The trouble is I make random encounter rolls, and their frequency is affected by how fast and how you are moving. The random encounter rolls do not guarantee a fight, but what will happen is every hour that you elapse, there's a better chance, cumulatively. If you are proceeding in a way that is drawing attention to yourself, it'll either speed it up slightly or speed it up a lot. And the more it will add, not only speed it up, but it will be a much bigger encounter. If you engage in a firefight, it also affects. If you are in an area abundant in corpses or carrion, it also adds to it. And finally, if you're with a group of living humans 10 or more strong, it increases it substantially for what is attracted. So all of those factors will go in, which is to say, at some point, things are going to go very, very, very wrong.
Well, now none of our extra missions at this point are to rescue extra people other than just the one guy, right?
Not at all. Nope. But you don't know what you're going to find down here. This is one of the neat things with the pre-gen ones, and I imagine if you're generating your own thing, is I like that it does a lot of that work for you. So tertiary objectives are determined. What you're going to find as you know, what emerges as you go along, which might give you extra renown. Remember in Rogue Trader, where you guys came across that opportunity to deliver that map for someone, and you're like, oh yeah, let's do that. Or like, scavenge a ship. Let's scavenge the whatever it is, the missionaries. Ship. You got some extra from that. It's like that in this. There's opportunity objectives that will present themselves, which you could choose to do or not do, and it won't affect the overall success of the mission. It'll just increase the. It potentially will give you more cohesion, and it might affect your renown that you get at the end of the mission. Okay. So, what with you guys down here, you can see nearby there is, I guess first off, any questions about moving around here? Okay. Then.
So we don't know where his location is.
What you know is there's a
Just
crashed
know that-
shuttle. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, but he said he was leaving the crash site because I don't know, danger or something, and he would.
Yeah.
We should find him, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the beacon was to this site, and we don't know where he's gone from here. So we need to search. We need to track him down.
Right.
Okay. So, here's one thing, you guys. This does not take you any time to find this. It is block text. The jagged scar the crash has left in the scorched black earth is visible long before you come to the broken body of the shuttlecraft itself. Once a mighty machine, the spearhead-shaped Kestrel-class interplanetary lighter lies shattered against a rutted bank of earth, ramped up by its crash landing, its back broken, and its hull plating torn apart like paper. Despite the ruin of the wreckage, it is apparent that the ship's reactor and fuel lines did not rupture on impact, for otherwise there would be nothing left here but a glowing crater. The doors in the rear armored prow compartment hangs open, where their emergency explosive bolts have been loosed for the occupants to escape, but there is no sign of them or any other life. So you can picture, if you look in any direction, it's that tundra with, you know, the, and not tundra snow, like just tundra, that scrub, you know, grass, the hard-packed earth with bits of industrial structures around. To the north, you can see there's that massive refinery. Oh, this is, hold on. That's the mag train station. There is, let's see here. Oh, the refinery is beyond the maglev station. Looks like there's a comms uplink right over here. Ooh, you have to decide where your extraction is going to be. That would be the ideal position for extraction, FYI. There is a security bunker. There is a construction camp and land hauler over here. This is the mag rail line going along. This is the gatehouse and transport station. This is central control. And where's number 10 is the main compression tanks. So, I think that covers everywhere. This, yeah. Yeah, because this is a nondescript, this is a similar workers' camp, and nothing of interest is there. Busted, what do you call it, thing? What is the structure to the south here? I do not know what this is. It is not marked.
I suspect our goal is in the central control, because that is conveniently far from the extraction point.
The ideal extraction point. So, what you can do is, so first thing, I'm going to tick down 1 for the basic search that you have conducted of this. Then you have a decision. You can do a comprehensive search of this, which may enable you to make some additional checks. Nice. Yep, sounds good. there's tons of options, like with different ammunition types you can grab. There's for people who like suffering over the outfitting of their characters in video games or shooters or stuff like that. This game is a godsend. There's so many ways you can tweak what your kit is for it. Super cool. Okay. So then if you choose to do that, that will take you 1d5 units of time to search the let's say 1d5 divided by 2, because this is a smaller structure than what the building is. So at most, it's going to take you 2 rounds or 2 extra ticks.
Would that include like searching for like a path away, like a track or something like that?
I think it might be worth it because it might get us at least a direction to go. Like right now, we just have endless options.
So you're searching that and the area around. I think I'll still say 1d5 then. That'll give you the benefit of both searching around this crash shuttle as well as the shuttle itself. Who's going to take the blame for the timekeeping? Now, Dave bears the burden of weather rolls and warp rolls and a bunch of shit from our other games. So
yeah, I was gonna say I can do it.
What I'm saying, Jeff, if your luck holds, you'll also roll low in this. So this actually might benefit you with your low rolls.
Totally.
It's Friday night. Just pretend we're in the barrel maze and you're rolling a hit.
Yeah. So give us a 1d5 roll.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna type that one because 1d5 is not a natural roll.
No.
1d5. You want me to put divided by 2?
No, this one is going to be... There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You guys are getting to work right away. All right, so here we go. So those searching the interior of the shuttlecraft, it can be a... who is trained in tech use, if anyone?
Tech use.
I think tech use is one of those advanced skills too.
Yeah, it's an advanced skill.
And it's on the first tab, right?
I'm trained in tracking, so I'm guessing I'm probably outside looking for tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I'm also tracking, not tech use.
Okay. So then what you can do instead is make a hard -20 intelligence test. And this is where we're on our last hour and a half of the session. Remember, once per session, you can make use of your demeanor. And if you role play up your demeanor, you're going to get a +20 to the check. And you guys have 5 fate points.
Yeah, someone should do that. Who has...
Let me put your...
I mean, I have pretty good intelligence.
Okay.
Go for it then.
Just so you guys have easy access to the tokens.
Yeah.
I'll put these here for you.
Let's see, what could be my...
You want to do the interior?
So it could be your chapter demeanor or your personal demeanor.
Yeah, and what's the test represent, Kev?
What,
like the intelligence check, like just so I can see like which one would make more sense. Like it's just straight intelligence. Like, is it us discussing together where we think he might have gone?
What this is to do in searching the shuttle is
kind of like, did he take everything with him?
To see if there's any sign of him, to recognize any sign. Because he's a mechanicus, one of the things you would look for is someone who has modified the gear in the inside or the tech inside here in a way that no one outside of the Adeptus Mechanicus could perform.
Well, because I guess what I was thinking here is like, I'm imagining this like the three of us are brainstorming together, like, because none of us are Mechanicus, right? So we're like, what would a Mechanicus do? And we're like talking through things we've seen, missions we've run that have included them or whatever, to sort of, because then I would say like my gregarious personality is like, because we're all kind of thrown in this together. And I think that just that open and that social thing is like sort of gets the brainstorming going with the whole team.
I love it. And
gets us.
Yep. So get +20 as you're chattering away, which is a very unlike a Dark Angel.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so you're talking away trying to find stuff. So why don't you give us just a flat intelligence check then, please? Or challenging, technically. Using the nomenclature of the game.
So for modifier, I put 20?
No modifier.
Oh, no, don't put a modifier?
Yeah, don't put a modifier. Because it was at minus 20, you got your plus 20, so no modifier. 2.3 degrees of success.
Wow.
So, looking around here, what you find is that for one, there were 4 crew members, including the pilot, that died on impact, and there were their bodies left where they died. There are several servitors were also pulverized or shredded in the central hold as it came to a stop. Remember I mentioned that they don't have like robots or computers per se. They use bodies repurposed with mechanical bits to effectively have like undead, robots. Those things are smashed to bits. But what you find in the control compartment, that various modifications that were made to the comm unit, the Vox unit, post crash. That with the amount of kludging that put the things together to try and make it work and to boost the signal, it's only someone who is a member of the cult of Mechanicus or a cult Mechanicus that could have actually done this thing. That means he survived the crash long enough to try and get the boost signal. This may have been what allowed him to get the message through. Because the other problem was when that swarm comes in, there is electromagnetic static that fucks up your Vox communications and a psychic static that can close off worlds. That's the thing, is that when they arrive, you can't get... Remember in Road Trader, we're talking about how the astropaths are the way you telepath? That you communicate across vast distances? Imagine if you've got a psychic white noise machine or whatever that is preventing you from sending a cry out for help.
Right.
Yeah. So, that's what you find, Macrodon. How do you communicate that to the rest of the squad?
I mean, I think it's just like he just kind of spills it as he's finding it. Like, I think it's just like the way he's probably the most talkative dark angel you've ever met, and I think he's just, this could be a clue here. He definitely survived the crash. We need to try and find him. I don't know that it's really told me where he's gone, but
okay, then we better search for tracks outside.
Okay. So if you're both going to be assisting with this, are both Quintus and Wilhelm? Yes, you have 9 cohesion points.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wilhelm, you're trained in tracking?
Yeah.
Quintus, are you?
I am. Yep.
Oh, great. Okay, so then one of you can assist the other and grant plus 10.
Okay.
Which will
so
offset...
I'll try assisting.
Okay, so it'll offset it's a difficulty 10 test. So just make a challenging 0 tracking check there, please, Wilhelm.
Okay. So modifier?
No modifier, 0. Unless you're, again, using demeanor or using fate points beforehand to reroll. Although remember, demeanor can be used just like fate points. You can also use it for a reroll. That's awesome. To recover, wounds. So the tracking is made difficult by the ground conditions underfoot, which vary between chemical, thick, mud, broken rocks, and steel girdwork panels sunk into the surface to provide footing in pathways. Oh, his path leads south.
Ooh.
Down here. So following the path down to there, who wants to do, I don't know, I think you guys have control. Did I remember to do that? Any one of you can choose to move the squad. Look at
nice.
that. How's that for immersion? Unfortunately, that did take 20 minutes. So.
Another
4.
Worth it.
Okay. So as you're making your way along, what you find... Why don't you each give us an awareness check? Remember to add plus 20, not a plus, but add 20 to it. And I was going to see who rolls highest here.
Like, add 20, not like in the modifier or no?
For the modifier at 20, yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so Quintus, you were the one, as you guys are making your way along here, as you're getting close to the structure, you first spot it. There are sparks and a bit of movement from up ahead. And as you kind of take a couple more steps forward, what you find in the ground is, first off, a combat servitor. It's an industrial servitor. Where's the combat servitor? I think I forgot to load, but fortunately,
These are the things that serve that guy.
So those would have been what the busted and broken versions that you saw in the crash shuttle. And where is he? Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, the mechanic is kind of weird.
Yeah, and like tons of cybernetics.
In our Rogue Trader game, he's the guy who talks in binary.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's an explorator. He's like a kind of a offshoot. So this is what you see on the ground: the combat servitor. And the combat servitor, while still sputtering and whatnot, it appears to have been bisected by something. So imagine what kind of force it takes to cut that in half in one clean swoop. You also see the corpses of 2 dead naval crewmen, and there is a shattered servo skull, one of those flying skull, robot things. There are also 2 dead bodies
Of Tyranids?
Hormigons. Or I was saying the
That bladed
velociraptors.
claw looks like,
Yeah.
That bladed claw, that looks like something sharp that probably could have cut one of those servitors in half.
Quite possibly. Yep. There are 2 dead Hormigons. One of those is turned partly to fused ash, which you would recognize as the use of a Melta Blast, a fusion weapon that effectively unleashes the heat of a sun for a tiny, short beam. There is no sign of Magos, though. There's a few drippings and spatterings of blackish blood that lead away from the fight, but they very quickly stop.
He may have healed himself.
Quite possibly. Or repaired, if that's the most accurate way of saying it.
Yes, maybe.
One thing I will say about the adventure that I think is really cool too, that gives it some replayability, Magos isn't in a set location. You can choose to randomly determine where he is, or you can choose to place him where you wish to place him.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's very cool. Like, I think with all the different random elements, there's some fun, replayability to the session or the adventure. So,
Should we head towards the southeast?
So what you can do is you'd have to, with all the disturbance and whatnot here, you may need to you're going to have to look to try and find his track again, because that will be challenging. There also may be something to be gained from examining the scene here.
Yeah, what about his servitor droids? Maybe one of them was, maybe they've got some footage or some video.
Yeah, I think
In their
a
memory?
tech use or forbidden lore Adeptus Mechanicus. Either of those would give you something. If you guys have some other suggestion, I think maybe creative use of Medicaid might.
Yeah.
It would be challenging, definitely, but there's also the blood spatters. You could there are flying versions of the Hormigons as well, called Shrikes, and they're even worse than that, actually. But there are things that could go down and pluck people up. So if knowing whether the blood is actually his or not.
Right. So can we try different things in the same time segment if we're not helping each other? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. You guys can all figure out what you're going to do. Same thing too. I think doing looking for tracks and trying to conduct this analysis, trying to access the hard drive or whatever on the servitor. All that stuff can all happen within the span of a 1d5 roll.
Okay. Quintus, you're a better tracker. You want to check for tracks, and I'll
do that. Good idea.
fiddle with this tech stuff.
And I'll look at the blood and see if I can try to identify if it would be his or not.
Tech's not my best, but
So how tough would the tracking roll be?
Tracking is going to be minus 20.
Right. I will use a fate point to. I think we can add 10, right?
Fate point would add 10 to the. Yeah.
And is it 5 for all of us combined, or is it 5 each?
No, 5 each.
Oh, that's the green on our sheet.
Oh, and Macrodon, I think didn't you use your demeanor, not a fate point, right?
Oh, I thought it used the fate point too.
No. It's like a supercharged fate point.
Oh, okay. I thought it was use your fate point in conjunction with it to get the super bonus.
No, you get the whole complement of fate points as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then, Quintus, it would be a minus 10 overall to your tracking if you're doing that yourself.
I will try that.
Okay.
Let's hope, brothers. No.
Would you like to spend a fate point?
Oh, hang on.
The reroll.
Yeah, actually, well, I'd have failed anyway. I pressed the wrong button, but I'd have still failed.
Okay.
Because.
Oh, you rolled tech use instead.
Oh no, hang on. No, I rolled a 32 there. I should have passed that. I think what's
32.
my tracking?
Well, if you got a 30, what's your skill?
My tracking is.
No, your tech use because you rolled tech
trade.
use.
Yeah, I should have been rolling tracking.
Right, but what's your?
That's why I failed so badly. So tracking, I would have been. It's intelligence, so it's 44 minus 10, so that would have been a 34 to pass.
So that would have been a success then, yeah.
That's a success. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, wrong button.
That's okay. So what you find is that there are tracks that sort of are from the side here and then head up in that direction.
Aha. Brothers, I have his scent.
Unfortunately, you actually don't. It ends almost immediately thereafter. And you spend a couple minutes stalking out, trying to find it again. It's gone. So you have tracks that lead in that general direction. Whether it's him or not, there is spatters of blood around in that direction. Macrodon most certainly could test to see if it's him. And then
that was my
Wilhelm, you're going to try and access this servitor?
Yeah. He has no idea what he's doing. He's like,
do you have
the world
points in tech use at all?
He's got unknown. So.
Then what you're going to roll is your intelligence rather, at minus 30.
It's actually nothing, right?
No, this game
runs
allows you to. Rogue Traders are much more punishing. This allows you to default in certain things.
Okay.
You're Space Marines. You're supposed to be able to do
we're
shit.
Space Marines. We got some tech knowledge in our.
I'll use
somewhere.
I'll use a fate point to try and give myself a bit of a chance.
Okay. And if you haven't, remember a demeanor and you role play it, you can get up to plus 20.
And how often can you use the demeanor?
Demeanor once per session.
In an hour and a half.
And you still got 5 fate. Your fate points and your demeanor refresh at the start of each session.
Yeah, I don't see how.
Again, like if you can't use it in this thing, that's fine. So then with that, it would be an intelligence check at minus 20.
Just remember you have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus.
Well, I think the sooner we get on his scent, the better.
You want to fate point that? Try reroll.
No, I'll just.
You got 5 fate points you need to use in an hour and 15 minutes.
I just used one. So, okay, fine, what the heck? Intelligence.
There should be none left by the end of the session.
Okay, you know what? And I'm gonna. So it's minus 30 now?
No, you still get the bonus to it because you already spent a fate point to set that up.
Okay.
It's a reroll in the same conditions. So go ahead.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Oh.
So you're trying to get this thing to work, and it's just this is not your forte.
And I think he's like tempting to just like smash it with his hand, but he's okay.
Shouldn't you be at 3 fate points, right? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Actually, yeah.
It's tempting, and then he's just like, I gotta keep quiet.
MacLeod. This will be a Medicaid check at minus 10 to identify this.
So I'll use my fate point to make it flat.
Okay, sounds good. Nice. So you examine, you use your, what's the thing, narco something or other? No, I can't remember what your device is called.
Oh, let me go to my tech. The reductor?
No, the N.
Oh, Narthacarium?
Narcticarium, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So using that, you take a quick sample of this. This is most definitely not Space Marine blood. But this blackish blood is indicative of someone using elite Mechanicus methods of blood augmentation and self-healing. And the blood loss, while indicating a serious wound, does not seem to be something serious. This is the blood, most definitely, of a high-ranking Mechanicus. So. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So then, what you guys have now is a general path. Quintus most assuredly is certain they are heading off in this general direction.
Well, let's...
And then would you roll, Jeffrey, a 1d5. Let's see how long all that took you.
Right. Whoops, back. 1d5. How many ups do I have to do?
Oh
no!
Oh! I have good news, guys. We have passed 1 hour, which means I get to make a random encounter roll.
Oh, goody.
So you have not been moving fast. There's no modifier yet. 1 hour has elapsed, so it's plus 10.
I didn't shoot the servitor body with my bolter.
No,
which
but it's good. There is not, I would not call this abundant in corpses. So, then I am just rolling with a plus 10.
Sorry, what are these things called again, Kev?
The
swarm thing?
Tyrannid.
Tyrannid.
Yeah. Or Tyrannid. Tyrannid is how I've always heard it said, but okay.
I'm a veteran of the tyrannic wars, MacLeod. These are vile Xenos filth indeed.
Yeah, I love you. When you make the characters, you also roll for the individual Marine's backstory. So you get like a little bit of backstory about what you guys have done. You also get our backstory for your armor that's randomly rolled.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really fun. It's a great game. Like even the little bit we're playing so far, just love the. I love that it's seeing you guys like working together, especially like the way it specifically and optimally rewards cooperative play. Awesome. It would make writing adventures for it, I think, pretty challenging. You would have a lot of work to have to put in to figure out what to have where and whatnot. But I bet you, like, if you play through a few of the pre-gen adventures, you would get a sense of what, you know, or to steal from some of those things and repurpose them. But anyway, okay.
Taking a long time, Kev, for someone who just rolled no encounter.
Yeah. Okay.
Takes a
You are
while to set up
exterior.
500 Tyranids on the map.
Would you kindly give us a, let's see here, squad? Well, James is tracking the, what do you call it? Tracking the the cohesion of the squad. Jeff is rolling for the timekeeper stuff. So, Dave, would you give us a 1d5 roll, please? Yeah. It's a respectable number. Is that good? Is that bad? Who knows?
TPK, KPT.
Okay. So as you guys are collecting this information and trying to, you know, figure out how best to proceed next, you hear... Where's it here? Where is it? Oh, yeah. I think you hear a screech from behind you, or from the direction of the ship, and what arcs in your direction. Wings beating as it is coming down. Three Tyranid shrikes that turn and begin coming in your direction. Now, I think what we'll do, let me copy this so I got the timing right here. Let's head to, I think we'll do it Theater of the Mind for this one. Get rid of that. There's ye old countdown. And I even made tokens for this game to make sure I had everything ready to go. There we go. So these things arc in your direction and begin flying towards you. There we go. Let me make them a little smaller here. One. Oh, you guys rolled just enough for all of you. Pretty good deal.
Well, I didn't want to anyone feel left out, right?
Definitely. So, you're a giver, Dave. I always say that about you.
team player.
All right. 2. And I'm just
Sorry, Apothecary.
Why? You give him something to do.
Well, until I finish mine off and help out.
Okay, here we go. So they are arcing towards you. Let's assume these things are about... Let's see, how fast can they move? About 100 meters away when they catch a glimpse of you and begin coming in your direction. Let's click open ye old turn order. Everyone click on your token and go ahead and roll initiative. And they're kind of flying nape of the earth here.
Which tab? Do you know where that is on this?
I think it's under combat.
Weapons and talents?
Oh, there's in a combat tab, right? Hold on. I didn't know.
Weapons, armor, abilities, traits,
Let's see here.
psychic powers.
Let's see. There's insanity and corruption. I do not see. There must be on here, right? Like,
Yeah, it must be somewhere.
these
Law,
things are all so
talents.
well done. Maybe there's not. I don't see one under the combat tab. I don't see one on the main character sheet either.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Pretty sure that's because Space Marines always go first.
Could very well be. Let's take a look at playing the game.
I'm sure I read that somewhere in the book, Kevin.
Yeah.
Can't
We've got
remember
every other
where.
advantage.
I don't need
Surprised me.
initiative. I don't need initiative. I have quick draw.
Okay, initiative is 1d10, and then add the results of the character or NPC's agility bonus. So let me add you guys to the initiative tracker here.
So that would be your first digit of your agility.
100% right. Yeah,
Okay.
First digit.
the tens digit.
1d10 plus 4.
Gosh, I'm a clumpy boy.
There's the Shrike. Ooh, I rolled well. 14.
I've got agility of 33. That sucks. Oh, that's not bad though.
Okay, and then go ahead and fill yourself in on the initiative tracker. Up there. All right, so 100 meters away, these things are flying fairly close to the Earth, and they have arced in your direction. Just to save time, because there's not a button, we won't roll initiative each round. We'll just do cyclical initiative. Okay, we got everyone down there descending. All right, Shrikes are up first. So, having turned towards ya. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, they're gonna full on fly. You're now 70. Oh, they're flying directly towards you. They are 70 meters away right now. Next up is Quintus. What are you doing? Let me get my chapter.
Would I have my bolter out? I would have thought
I'm
so.
assuming you guys are, yeah.
Okay, in that case, I am going to give a burst
Oh,
at
this is the
first one.
on the GM screen. That's the image I was thinking of, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and we know this planet is under attack. So
100%.
Yeah, so it makes
of
Yeah.
course, we got our weapons out, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah. Okay. So then, what are you thinking? Remember, it is an action, I think, to activate, to go into squad mode if you want to.
Shall we try out solo for a moment? Let's try out being solo.
Okay.
All right.
So I've got plus 10 for the semi-auto.
Okay.
Ooh, 2 hits.
So that's 2 hits. So they can dodge. Let's see, but they don't have dodge, so I can only use half their agility. I'm not cheating this time, guys. Did not dodge. One of them is going to get hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Ooh. 13, eh? Let's see here.
I should use my Hellfire round.
That's not even close. It hits the chitin on these things. And that second one... Yeah, ditto. Oh, wait, it's got penetrating 4. Hold on. That one might get through. Yeah, so that second shot just barely gets through. Look at this. All right, so you fire away. That was your full round, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then it is, so you guys can see these shrikes, those hormigons, you could tear through them. They come in hordes, so you blast through them. These things are bigger than you guys. They're about, like, I think you guys stand, I believe it's like 9 or 10 feet tall, and these things stand somewhere in the range of like 12 to 18. The models are much bigger than the what do you call it, than the Space Marines. So then, Wilhelm, what are you doing?
Wilhelm is going to, I guess, probably like activate his combat shield.
Okay.
And he's going to draw his chain sword.
Okay. Isn't it a power sword you have? Or is it a chain sword?
He has a Stars chain sword.
Oh, okay. Now, chain sword, nice. Oh, maybe you're too low ranked to have a power sword yet. That's a shame.
That's okay.
All right. So it activates up.
I'm guessing with quick draw, you can just pull the sword out and...
Mm-hmm. Yep. You still have an action. You could, I think, so half move.
I will move in front of Macrodon in kind of a defensive move.
You got it. And then Macrodon, what are you doing?
So I don't have any information on my bolter entered.
On your bolt pistol?
The bolt. I have a.
I think you have a bolt
bolter.
pistol, not a bolter.
It says I have an Achirtes bolter, 2 different kinds of grenades, a pistol, and a knife.
Let's see here.
Or are the ranged weapons just things you could have?
Yeah, I think these things might be things you could.
Because do I only have a knife then?
No, hold on. Let's see what you. I could have I fucked up and forgot to put those in. Let me double check.
I mean, if I have a knife, I'll pull it out.
No, you should have. Yeah, you'll have something.
If you have a bolt pistol, I can just read off what it is. Range 30 meters.
It is
D10s.
in trappings here. Where is it? Armory. Because there is a base level of gear that all Space Marines get, and then you get extra stuff from requisition. Okay, where is it here? Oh, I think it's at the end of the character gen section.
I was gonna say the music sounds very epic.
Nice. Thank you. I wanted something that was going to be suitable for the Emperor's Angels. I've had this game ready for, like I said, over a year. Or no, almost a year, I shouldn't say, not over. So I'm really glad we're getting a chance to test it out. All right, here we go. So all Astartes get a bolt pistol, 3 frag grenades, 3 crack grenades, a combat knife, repair cement, and 1 chapter trapping. An apothecary also gets an Astartes bolter. So you'll have the full-on bolter as well.
Okay.
Jeff. So, and the bolter's stats, I don't know why that's gone from there. I thought I filled them in on all of them, but I guess I did not. Well, let me get that in for you.
Yeah, because I think I'd take out my bolter, because that's the bigger gun, right?
It is, yeah, most definitely. Okay, and Astartes bolter. Here we go. Okay, range 100 meters. Damage is 2d10 plus 5. Type is explosive. Penetrating is 5, I believe. Yeah.
I like those stats.
Yeah, in comparison to the stuff you got in Rogue Trader.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Clip has 28.
Yeah, my clip in Rogue Trader has like 5 bullets in it.
Okay, there you go. So there's everything for you. So it is ready for you to unleash.
So you roll the hit button. Okay, hit. Uh,
And depending on what mode you're firing in, if you're only doing one shot, so that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Which one are you firing at? So are you guys focusing fire?
Oh, I guess I could just roll damage.
Okay.
Oh, I just clicked the wrong thing. That's why.
Okay.
There we go.
Whoa, there you go. All right, so
Yeah.
that is...
Absolutely. We may not be in squad formation, but I still know to focus fire.
Okay, so that looks like it's softened. It may have softened up a bit, because look at this. A little bit more gets through on that strike. And he's already used his dodge, too. So that is the end of round 1. On round 2, these things continue to close. They are now 30 meters away. And hold on, maybe they'll shoot you. That sounds like fun, I think, right?
Well, fun for them, I guess.
I mean, we got weapons called a Devourer and a Death Spitter. So, you know, both of those sound like a lot of fun. Let's move 10. So they're 60 away from you. And then they are going to shoot with a single shot. Ballistic skill's not great, and it's minus 10. Oh, shit, fuck. Dropping dice all over the place. What is going on here? All right, here we go. First one misses. I think we'll do one at each of you. MacLeod, this thing unloads something at you, and it slams in, and you can hear something tearing away at the metal behind you in that structure. Second one fires and misses you, Wilhelm. Likewise, you can hear it just smashes through behind. And ditto for Quintus. It's a single shot that comes from each of these things. And you would know, Quintus, from yours, whatever is being fired at you is some living organism that, like your bolter shots that are going to be driven in with explosives, these are going to continue tearing themselves in, driven by a biochemical explosive. That is the end of their turn. Quintus, you're up next. What are you doing?
I think I'm going to try again. Same thing. I'm going to try and get him with my bolter.
No squad mode?
Oh, well. I'm just trying to think what... we can go into squad mode, but is there a... I'm not sure there's anything particularly...
I have no idea. It's as for you to decide.
No, I don't see there's anything... Just trying to see if...
Kev, what was the distance on the jump pack again?
So a jump pack is, I think, flight 10. Or flight... I can give you flight 12, or you can jump twice your movement. What a bolter assault would do is everybody immediately charges and then makes a standard attack with a bolter, a bolt pistol, or storm bolter. That's on top of their regular action. That's a bolter assault. Or fire for effect. Holy shit. While this power is in effect, the kill team may use their reactions to make a standard attack with ranged weapons. That's effectively doubling your rate of fire for the round if you're not taking reactions.
Right, well, let's try go to squad mode. I'm not sure which ability we would use, but
1d10.
we can use it later. Yep.
Get 1d10 to try and get in.
Oops. 1d10.
Or you could spend a point of cohesion, actually, to automatically do it. Are you kidding me? Oh my god! Oh! You want to spend a fate point and reroll that?
What does 10 mean?
10 means you need to roll a 9 or less. You're rolling, when you're testing for cohesion, you roll against your current cohesion.
Oh, I see.
Why don't
My goodness.
these fucking the Black Templar or Dark Angel do not want to listen to you, Quintus?
Well, we very reluctantly elected him the leader to start.
All right, so you are in squad mode now.
Okay.
And let's see here.
So that means you don't want to go more than 20 meters away or 30 meters away from us.
You want to be within 30 meters
Yeah.
of at least another member of the battle. Like you can spread out on a line,
Right.
but you just want to be within. Yeah, and this is where it's a half action to activate this, and I think that it's an action to. Let me take a look at the screen here. Switching modes, I think, is an action, isn't it? Okay, there's combat actions. Where is? That's codex abilities. Changing modes. Okay. Enter squad mode using an action. Oh, you know what? It's or. Because you made a cohesion check, you still have your full action, Quintus.
Okay.
Oh, that's the advantage.
That's the advantage.
Okay.
You can automatically do it if you, yeah. Okay, cool.
Let's
So
see if
yeah,
I get more luck with my
Quintus,
bolter.
what does it look like as you rally everyone and then immediately take your action?
Battle brothers, cleanse this filth.
And what do you think? Is there a codex attack pattern you want to, or a codex? Any of the stances
why
or
not?
patterns?
Let's do that. No, I don't think there's a.
Fire for
I'm looking
effect is
at
the
this.
one that gives you. You can use your reactions. Costs you 2, and you can use your reactions to make a standard attack with a ranged weapon. It's also only a half action, so you could, in theory, activate that, make your a single attack, and then use your reaction to make another attack if you'd like. Or do you have something else in mind, Quintus?
Now, do we have that? Because that's not one of the ones we selected. We don't have that.
Oh, you don't have access to that. Oh.
No. We've got Bolter Assault,
'cause you're
Squad
oath.
Advance. Yeah.
So Bolter Assault is 3. That's the one that allows yourself and anyone in support range may make an immediate charge move, which is the third of your movement things, and then make a standard attack with a bolter, bolt pistol, or storm bolter. Or you can use your standard attack to throw a grenade. And Bolter Assault is a free action. You would still have your full action afterwards. Or Bolter Assault.
Using all the free actions.
Yeah, do we want to charge? No, I don't think we want to get into arms close range for this thing.
They're 60 meters away.
Yeah, we want to keep them at that range. They,
They've got like
you don't want to
frickin'
start wrestling with a.
scythes for arms, yeah.
Yeah,
We've
Wilhelm's
got it.
shtick
We've
is
got
getting...
the power up, so then let's. I'm just going to at this point. I'll just brothers take follow the codex and go into battle formation Omega for dealing with this filth, and that's going to be my codex instruction.
Your codex instruction?
only
Which one is
hit.
that?
Well, that's you. That is my demeanor.
Oh, nice. Oh, for your attack.
Yep.
Okay, nice. So it'll be plus 20.
It only got. Yep. So unfortunately, that's only one hit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Come on. damage. Come on, give me it. Oh, terrible.
Hits the chitin of this thing, does not pierce, unfortunately. Wilhelm, what are you doing?
He's disappointed that they didn't charge in. He was actually thinking about
I think that anyone can activate these. Squad leader is the one to get you into the mode, but I think anybody can activate the things, right?
Yep.
I believe that's what you said.
Yeah, so if you want to activate that, everyone gets to fucking charge in. And again, don't have to, but they may.
Yeah, no, but I was actually like hoping they would get closer so he could like charge in and melee attack and stuff. So, and that Wrathful Ascent versus Horde Magnitude, that's only against orcs, right? Like
that's only against hordes. Yeah, these are not hordes. These are individual things.
Yeah. Okay. My jump pack's not going to get me there. He's going to power down his chain sword and swear at them and pull out his bolter.
Okay.
And fire. He probably can't do an auto fire, right? Because he
cannot. Because well, yeah, he could. I think because he's like quick draw, you'll be able to quick draw the pistol, but you'd have to place the chainsword somewhere, right? So yeah, it's a single shot.
Single shot, yeah. So, which is the hit button? Roll button.
Top right. I think it's the top right of the little weapon section, isn't it?
There's a button. Yeah, there is a shoot button on
under.
Underneath
it says hit. Yeah, it says hit.
Hit comes after damage.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of placed weird.
Nice. Okay, go ahead, roll damage. Oh, remember, Righteous Fury automatically triggers. Is there a button for Righteous Fury on there? Because you're fighting Xenos scum right now.
No. I just said it's tearing, so I don't know.
So just click damage again then. Holy shit! Roll again. Oh my god. Yep, you keep rolling if you're going tense.
It's the fury. It's the fury of my order, the Black Templars.
All right, and actually for tearing, you roll 2 and take the best, but you've already got a 10. You can't get better than that. So that is 49 damage.
Wow,
20,
nice.
30, 49 damage with penetration 5. So that means 49 minus 30.
I mean, suck it, Xenos scum.
Look at this, Dave. Whoa! What's that look like? It's you stick this thing down and then take your one shot.
I think it's like he's cursing at them with, or he yells out a Black Templars, something about the unclean. I can't remember what it was, but yeah,
Purge the unclean.
Yes, and then he just
the Emperor's name
with the fury of the Emperor behind him.
Yeah, so this is Wilhelm is an assault marine to start with, which is generally an up close thing. But you guys can picture that both Macrodon and Quintus are like, bah, 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 firing away this thing. It's, little bits of chitin are being knocked off, and then finally one shot goes in, and then Wilhelm takes a single shot. This thing is pinwheeling a bit and like flying out of formation with the others. Macrodon.
Hey, sorry, I don't have the. So I could auto fire because I already got my bolt out.
Yeah, you could fire a semi-auto, or you could fire a full burst because yours is.
Oh, okay, so full burst.
I think if it gives you the option in this sheet like it does in the other, right?
I didn't see it.
Does it? Oh
No.
Oh no.
So full auto burst, plus 20 to BS, additional hit for every degree of success. Okay.
That's right, yeah.
Wonder if there's a.
Yeah, have you got the Astartes bolter? You got the heavy bolter there.
The Astartes bolter.
Because that's 1d10 plus 9, and doesn't have full.
Oh, it doesn't have full?
Hold on. It should.
Oh, maybe I have the wrong one. Okay.
Wait. They changed it in the. Check the errata. They changed it in the errata.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because I could do semi-auto burst.
Let's see here. Let me see if I got that down wrong. Because I looked out of the core book, not out of the errata. Here we go. All right, here we go. The Godwin Bolter has semi 2 and 4 and does 2d10 plus 5. The Heavy Bolter does 2d10 plus 10, has a rate of fire of 10.
Oh, okay. Because I'm on 1d10 plus 9.
Yeah, let me take a look. I bet you that's because of the errata. Here we go. I thought it'd be because in the errata they have it so you're only rolling one dice, but you get the plus 10, so you get less chance of Emperor's or whatever it is, Righteous Fury. You can change it to 2d10 plus 5 if you like, James.
Okay.
And and it should, yeah, they did change it. The rate of fire is S and 3. So maybe that is wrong. And
so I can do semi-auto, not auto.
Yeah, you can do semi-auto, and you can do single shot or semi-auto at 3.
Okay.
And pen is 4, not 5. The Heavy Bolter is 5. Sorry guys, I do have the living errata, but I didn't check it when I was filling out your thing.
So change the pen to 4 for an Astar's bolt pistol?
Yeah, 4, and then the damage is 1d10 plus 9.
Okay.
Well, for the bolter?
For the bolter is and the bolt pistol, both of them are same damage.
It should be 1d10 plus 9?
1d10 plus 9, yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, that what this sheet doesn't do is it doesn't automate tearing. So you need to roll damage twice and take the higher number.
So that's a solid hit, and if you fired...
So I got 2 degrees of success, so it's 1 additional hit.
Correct, yep.
Okay, so I roll damage...
That's...
Oh!
Righteous Fury, go ahead and roll again.
Roll damage again or an extra
Yeah,
D10?
just roll damage again, because that'll add to it. You already got Righteous Fury, and it's a Xenos, so you automatically... Guys, Macrodon, what does it look like as you take down this Shrike, the first one?
Yeah, I think he just, sort of following Wilhelm's lead, he just, lines it up and goes semi-auto now and just, unloads on it, basically.
Nice. All right, so this thing pinwheels, crashes to the ground. You hear the crunching of chitin and an explosion of bursting innards. Then it is the Shrike's turn. All right, so they're going to move another 10 closer. They are currently 50 meters away from you. First one at you, Macrodon. That is a miss, and then one at you, Wilhelm. Both miss. All right, then it is Quintus. What are you doing, Quintus?
I am going to give it another... Oops. Wrong. One more burst.
Here we go. Eat it. I got too much fresh air today. I'm normally not yawning this time at night, but...
That's one hit.
Okay, that is a hit, but it's only one, so I'm going to try and dodge it. Let's say, no, it does not. Go ahead and roll damage.
I can roll again. So, yeah, highest
Okay, the
of
higher
the two,
one's the
so
first
17.
one, so that is... There we go.
By the way, the rule thing, the Righteous Fury is you don't roll the whole damage, you just add D10.
Oh, right.
By the way.
Yeah, we only the 10. Okay.
And then if you get another 10, you can roll another D10.
Right. It's such a pain that you can't do that on a button.
Yeah. The other one's very good, isn't it?
We can use the
Yeah,
dice
we're really
roller.
spoiled by the Rogue Trader one.
Rogue Trader one, yeah.
All right. So, Quintus, you're firing away. Wilhelm, what are you doing?
Semi-auto.
Okay.
3 shots at the second one that was just struck.
Go ahead.
Focus fire. Take it down. For the Emperor! Is there a modifier for semi-auto?
No, just put +10 and then...
Yeah, that's what it's just 10 for the
10,
modifier.
You can spend fate points too.
Oh, shoot. Should have done
Oh,
it.
yeah, we should be
is-
considering that because...
It's running out of time.
Yeah. Okay, that is a hit
Okay.
with 1. Go ahead and roll damage. Is there anything other than 10s on these dice? My
Oh
God.
my goodness, that's hilarious.
Go ahead and roll 1d10 exclamation mark. That's probably the simplest way to roll Righteous Fury. Okay, so it's 21 total. That is... And look at this. You find another weakness, and this one's chitin.
Take it down! For the Emperor!
Okay, then it is Macrodon. What are you doing?
Spending a fate point
Okay.
because I like to. And doing another semi-auto burst.
Nice, it'll be plus 20. And
There we go.
once these guys get closer, remember, they'll be within short range for you. Another plus 10. Oh! Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3 hits.
Wow.
So go ahead and roll damage. And so that was a 9. Go ahead and roll again. So we're going to take the higher of the dice of the two. So 18 points of damage from that first one. Look at this. Go ahead and roll damage for your second hit. Nice.
16 is a better
16's
one.
a better one. That's another...
And then 13. There we go.
It doesn't get past his chitin.
Ah.
All right. Then it... Oh, that was Macrodon.
Xenos.
Okay. Okay. Man, like...
Nice shooting apothecary!
There's no character whose name I've wanted to say like as if I was Pauly Shore, like your character's name. Macrodon sounds like a fucking 80s metal band. All right. Shrikes are up next.
Or a long forgotten transformer.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. Oh, man, I want to play with Macrodon today. The Shrikes are going to pour on the speed. They are 20 meters away from you now.
Yeah, they realize
Flying
they're getting
in.
gunned down. They gotta get there.
Quintus, you're up first. What are you doing?
Well, we're running out of time, so why don't I use 2 of our cohesion to lead by example.
Ooh, nice. Let's lead by example do.
This gives everyone +4 on their rolls, and I can grant somebody a reroll
Nice.
on their test.
Like once per round? Excuse me. How often can you grant that?
It's sustained, so I guess it's each round. Yes, each round I can give somebody a reroll.
That's amazing. Okay. Quintus, so you're down to 7 cohesion.
7 cohesion. Let me just note that.
Okay, and then
Bad boy.
what was
7.
was that a half action to do that or full?
Let me just double check. Sorry guys, 1 second. Where is it?
No worries.
No worries.
Lead by example, free action.
Fucking awesome. All right.
So, Xenos Fifth now taste my bolter.
Wow, 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 wow.
And hit 10.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 3 hits on him as well. Okay. Okay, that first one doesn't get past his chitin. Yeah! Righteous Fury. Give us a 1d10 exclamation mark, please.
Sorry, 1d10.
That's 26. Look at this. Here we go.
And let's do it again. 17.
17. It's good. A little bit. Okay. Quintus has shown you the way, guys. Wilhelm, These things are 20 away. Can he get to them yet? What's your charge rate of speed?
I'm not.
It'll be your third
sure.
number.
In movement?
Yeah.
Charge 12.
Charge is 12. If you're using your jetpack, that's a 24.
And they're how far away? 20?
20.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but
I'm just saying. I think I'm not going to even put my pistol away. He's just going to drop the pistol and pull the chainsword out and jetpack right into the air, right towards them, and for the Emperor with all his zealous might of the Black Templars. It shows something about like letting know Xenos survive and using his chapter's demeanor.
Which is awesome. So that'll be plus 20, and with a charge you get plus 10.
And you get another 4 for
Another
this,
4, so you're getting a
for the
plus
squad.
34 this roll.
So chainsword to hit.
Chainsword to hit with a 34 modifier, plus 34.
Okay.
Yeah, just barely.
Nice.
Just barely. All right, let me see if there's anything about these critters that I need to know for them up close here.
That they like to bleed?
They like to splatter all over my Astarius armor.
Oh, yeah. I love these things. They have an ability called Synapse Creature, which basically means if they see something, the swarm sees something.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the whole swarm can see this chainsaw going right through his skull.
Yeah.
Is it going
Okay.
to try and...
So then, yes, sorry, that is... go ahead and roll damage. No, I'm not going to...
You can try and dodge?
No, I'm not going to... No, I can try and parry. No, I did not parry. Those claws get up in the way, but does nothing. Go ahead and roll damage. Ooh, 17. You tear into this thing. Go. Is there anything else we're missing from that chainsword?
What's its penetration?
Oh, it's a that's got to be tearing, right?
Yeah, it's tearing.
So go ahead and roll a
balance.
second one, because you take the better of the two d10s. Yeah.
Ooh.
There we go. There we go.
Can I have a 2-weapon wielder full attack with... No, that's...
Oh, yeah, if you want to slam with your shield, too, you can do that.
Hit him with the shield on the wall.
Fuck yeah. Boing.
And that 34 counts on my shield, too?
Yeah, the 34 will count on your shield as well. And you get, although you get a minus 20, right, from the offhand attack. That's still a hit, though, so go ahead and roll damage. Cool, okay, so that was less impactful. But yeah, you tear into this thing with your chainsword. All right. And then land, I guess, unless you want to hover. You can hover, because you can fly for up to a minute. Are you fighting this thing in the air, or are you in the ground?
No, I'll hit it and land.
Okay.
Okay, that's good, because then I don't have to be worried about shooting towards you.
Yeah. Mac, we're down. Your turn. What are
That's
you
what
doing?
happens when you're an assault marine. You know these things. You're like, I want to get out of that space because there's going to be a whole shitload of boulder fire coming.
Exactly. Or grenades or whatever. All
I'm going
right.
to spend another fate point,
Okay.
because we're getting... The sun is going down.
Yeah, so that'll be plus 10 for short range, plus 10 for your fate point, plus 4 from Quintus's rally. That's 24
plus-
so far, and then what else are you doing?
And plus 10 for my semi-auto.
So there you go. 34.
34. Here we go.
Oh,
Man.
Go ahead and roll damage.
As he shreds this
So
thing.
remember
wait.
you don't roll righteous fear in the first one, roll second one. Yeah, so 16. Hold up. I'll start ticking away here. It's 1. 2. So that's
18.
there we go. 3.
And 15.
15. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
So close. So close.
oh man.
All right,
reroll-
you're rattling
that
away. This
reroll-
thing has holes
That
all
reroll
over
that
the...
Quintus can do, is that just to hit?
What's that?
Yeah, I'm just
That re-
checking that exact.
The reroll that Quintus can do with his leadership skill, is that a to hit?
It's only on one
question.
test. It's on a test.
It's on a test, so damage is not a test.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I saw that on a motivational poster somewhere. Damage is not a test. All right. Then it is yield. Oh, MacLeod. You just did your turn. You just did your turn. All right. So then it is strike o'clock. So this thing arcs to the side and comes down on you. I've been describing these as flying at nape of the earth, so I don't think I have enough space to charge here. So it's just going to be a normal attack on you.
Is it wrong that I'm hoping it hurts you so that I can use some of my healing?
Take the hit. Okay. I'm just making sure that. It's got one. It's got some traits that I did not refresh my memory on before, so I do apologize.
Hope you don't get to try out your removing the progenoid glands, however.
Yeah.
Very
Skip
true.
that. Skip that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are? Hey, you know, I will say, just like Rogue Trader, like they crammed a ton of great game stuff in this relatively small book. Like it's big, but I mean, like no bigger than other books. But there's just so much cool information in here. Okay, where is it? Thought I saw it. I'll have to resort to the glossary. Sorry, there's one ability I just want to look it up, and when I look it up, I won't have to look it up again, unless we wait 12 months to play again. In which case, I'll probably just look it up again. Where are we here? Traits. There we go. 130. Thank you, game. There we go. Okay. Yes, I thought. Sorry, I was looking up to see whether it had an extra attack. It does, because it's got a lot of arms. So those big scything talons. The first one comes down on you, Wilhelm. Schwack! I missed. I rolled a 91. Unbelievable. Second one comes down. Sure. It's an 82. So the first one comes down and tries to get you. Cannot do it. Oh. I think the other one comes down at you as well. You're just too tempting of a target. There we go. Once again, that is a hit. So first off, roll your percentile. 25 or less. Your shield activates and you take no damage. Yeah, so Wilhelm. Shield,
Oh, so close.
Shield's not active, but you still can choose to parry if you'd like. You got a reaction open.
Yep, to that.
Okay. So then
That is.
I think it's just your weapon skill, isn't it? Like you roll your weapon? Your chainsword?
On my chainsword.
Yeah.
Can I use a fate point to boost this?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, I use a fate point.
Okay.
And are any of those other things still active in this?
I have one more attack with its offhand claw.
Oh,
Is that?
I think it's
4%.
was that
Hold on.
the shield? Was that a test?
What do you call it? This is balanced as well, so it's plus 10.
Would that shield consider a test, Kev?
It would be, and hold on, I think. So the chainsword is balanced, which means you have plus 10 to parry. I'm going to see about the shield, because the combat shield might actually.
Combat shield is also balanced.
Oh, awesome! So either of them gives you a plus 10 to your parry on top of your fate point, and yeah, Quintus could. This is a test, so he could re-roll it. That's a really cool ability.
Okay, so yeah, I'll re-roll it.
And is it +4 to all rolls, Quintus, or all
Yep.
attacks?
It's all. Let me double check. Let's make sure I don't get it wrong. All tests.
Fucking awesome. So you got +24 to your parry, Wilhelm.
Okay. So roll to hit.
And because they're all in so close, they're within 30 meters, so you're all still in SWAT mode. Yeah. So yeah, this first one comes in, you knock it aside, and then the second one, let's see here. Yeah, 85 again, brutal. All right, so the second one misses. Then it is Quintus's turn. Both of these things are now engaged with Wilhelm. What are you doing?
Now, firing into melee is a.
Good question. Let's find out.
It's where is it? It's a combat difficulty. It's like a -20 or something.
It's on my
Bringing
chapter
it up.
head screen here. Betcha. There you go.
My dodgy internet is not helping.
Shooting into melee -20.
Okay, so I will. I'm going to fire my semi-auto in there, and I'll use a fate point to improve my chance.
Okay.
Well, no, in fact, no. I'm just going to roll it because I'll just use my fate point to re-roll if I miss.
If you can do both, you can bust by a re-roll is re-rolling the same conditions. So you spend a fate point to get +10 to it. A re-roll would include that +10.
Okay, so let's.
Your choice,
right,
obviously,
okay.
but
No. In that case, I thought we could only use one on one thing, but that's fine. So
you know what?
I
You
will
might be
go-
able to, but fuck it, you're Space Marines. And when you're out of fate points, you're out of fate points anyway. So I don't really look.
So I'm a 0 to hit. Let's roll it.
Okay. Oh, so close.
So close.
You know, fate point that.
But we're going to we'll fate point that.
Okay. Right on the nose.
The rose on the nose. Okay.
Amazing. Go ahead and roll damage. I'm assuming you're shooting the. Oh yeah, and tearing. Nice. I'm assuming you're targeting the same one that's injured.
It's the injured one. Yep.
What does it look like as it goes down, towering over Wilhelm?
As a bolt of round goes in its skull and explodes, and it's just a viscera is everywhere. Then it goes down.
Slumps down.
Tyrannid filth.
You're from Quintus. You have this, brother. Wilhelm, your turn. What are you doing?
Suffer not the unclean to live.
Oh, I missed my. Oh,
Would you miss?
You saw more to do?
that 0.1 that I missed by. That was by 1 point. Right.
That was by 1, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, sorry, I screwed up. I had my +4, so I didn't need to use
Oh,
my
you benefit
second.
from the +4 too?
Yeah. All. I'm not sure.
What's the phrasing?
Of all the chapters, blah, blah, blah. While this power in effect, all battle brothers within support range of the battle brother, including the battle brother himself.
There you go. So you keep yourself your fate point back.
So I get.
Yeah.
So I'm down to 2 now.
And
Okay,
then,
sorry.
Wilhelm, what are you doing?
Okay, so he's going to attack with the chain sword,
Okay.
and so it's still that +4.
You don't have it yet. Remember, these are out of the gate starting characters. You can still get there's a talent you can get later on that allows you to attack twice as a full action.
That sounds awesome. I'm going to use a fate point to add 10 to my attack,
Okay.
and
Yeah. Okay. And let's see here. Does not.
so it's tearing. I roll twice for damage.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Ooh, 16. Oh, tears into this thing. So then he takes go. All right. Ooh, there's tons of like oddly placed and overlapping chitin, so you're just having a difficult time getting through and making it find purchase. Was that a full round action to attack in melee?
I'm using my 2-weapon wielder full attack to
Oh
attack.
yeah,
with
so
the-
the shield. Ugh, you want to fate point that shield?
No, I'll save it.
Okay. Then it is MacLeod. How you doing?
Yeah. So, what was the penalty for firing into melee?
Minus 20.
Minus 20. So then I will spend a fate point.
Which that's a minus
So
10.
then with the burst, it's even.
Yep.
And then plus 4 from Quintus.
Plus 4 from Quintus. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
And he's got a reroll that's on the table.
All right.
I guess you could reroll with that thing. Better for this than the shields because it does more damage. Quintus, would you like to intervene here?
Yep, just re-roll that one, brother.
Yes. No!
Now, you want to fate point that?
Yeah, spend the last fate point.
Okay.
I'm all about the fate points. 4.
Come on. There you go. Holy
Finally.
smokes. So that is 3 hits. Go right ahead.
Beautiful.
Bam, bam.
Okay, so
14.
that's no damage from the first hit. Come
More
on.
14.
No damage from the second hit. There you go.
There it is.
Roll 1d10 exclamation mark.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Come on.
Explode. Explode.
21's not nothing, though.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
it.
go.
That's the third hit.
And your final one. Here we go. Because you have one
That was
more
it.
hit, right? Or is that it?
No, that was it. That
that was
was
it. Okay,
14,
okay.
14, and then
All right, so
21.
this thing is screeching and just like, bringing those scything talons down on you, Wilhelm. Fucking it's a 92 with the first one and 74 with the second one. This is awful. Oh my god. They don't have a bad chance to hit either. They got a decent chance of hitting. I just can't roll lower than a fucking 75. So this thing is slashing, but maybe it's because of the bolter fire is throwing this thing off of off balance and over you. Not even coming close to hitting. Quintus, what are you doing?
Yep, I will again. I'm just very dull of me, but I'll use a fate point because we're nearly there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give him a burst again.
Go.
Come on.
Come on.
4. Whoops.
Fate point to reroll that.
Fate point again.
Okay. Be nice if there's a reroll button as well.
Yeah, that would be.
No. All right. So you're firing away. Unfortunately, it's not. What happened?
I'm just trying to think.
To use your ability to reroll?
It's not so clear on that one. Let's assume it's someone else. Somebody else go for it. We'll use it on someone else.
All right. So I think you're keeping, the fire safe for Wilhelm. Wilhelm, your turn. What are you doing? Like I need to ask.
Yeah.
Thaw this thing in half.
Yeah, it's chainsaw time again.
There we go.
And I'm going to use my last fate point.
Yeah. Let me try and parry. Nope, 66 ain't good enough.
Then damage.
Okay. Oh, remember it's tearing. Roll again. My stupid sound effects reminded me.
That's better.
There you go. Look at that. More of its chitin is torn off as well as its juicy innards. Just slam it with your shield.
Yep.
Shloom. Remember, the shield is minus 20. Nice. Wang. Go ahead and roll damage. This one's tricky to try and get damage off of. Oh! Wow, it hits the kite and doesn't even crack it. MacLeod, what are you doing?
Well, I'm out of fate points. I'm gonna pull out my combat knife
Okay. That's half action.
And move into range to fight in melee with it.
I think if you only got a half action left, you could move your half action move. What is that?
Let's see here. Half move. 5.
5. So you're still 15 away.
Okay.
5 is still pretty quick. Man, Space Marines are also quick.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this thing, well, let's see if I can finally beat the freaking odds here. Actually hit you. So here we go. MacLeod. No, MacLeod on Wilhelm. That's a hit. Go ahead and roll first your percentile. Let's see if your shield protects you.
Time for that shield to do something.
Shielded nothing. Do you wish to try and parry?
Yep.
Okay. So you got plus 14 to the parry between the balanced and Quintus's direction. Yep. You batter the one aside, but that was your one reaction. This is the one where it might sink home. Let's see. That is a hit. Just barely. Go ahead and give us a shield check, though. 25% chance of the shield kicking in. There you go.
Yes!
And it doesn't overheat. So it hits it, protects you from damage altogether.
Nice.
All right. This thing howls in frustration. And Quintus, what are you doing? Quintus, are you gonna?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir. I'm done. He's done with his attacks.
First time. Come on, dude. Hit.
Come on.
Join me, brother.
Has everyone used their demeanor?
Oh, misboat.
Oh. Has everyone used their demeanor already?
I definitely did.
Yeah,
I did not use my personal demeanor yet.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, you've used one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of either the chapter demeanor or the personal demeanor. Okay. All right. So Wilhelm, it's up to you. Quintus is firing again, but again trying to keep this thing off of you.
Okay.
I'll roll the parry ahead of time here. The dot parry, so you just got to hit. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And remember, it's tearing, so roll twice. Ooh! There he comes. Come on, 1d10 exclamation mark. For the Emperor. Come on.
need it.
Bargosh, smash!
All right, so still, look at this. That first hit. And I rolled his parry before, just to have it ready. So, yeah, you tear into this thing's flesh, screaming out and flailing those pointed limbs around. You want to hit with the shield?
Sure, why not? Oops, I accidentally hit plus 16 instead of minus 16.
Yeah.
So
That's still a good number. You roll a 9. That's still a hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
And in this case, on the 5 is where Emperor's or the Righteous Fury would trigger. That is still because the low penetration, not good enough. Mac, we're down. You're 10 away.
Okay. No, it was 15.
15.
Away.
Yeah.
Can I
do that? Can you do the
Can I charge?
Oh, yes, you can.
Beautiful.
Plus
All
a 10 to
there
hit.
a squad? Isn't there a squad charge or something like that?
That would cost you... Oh, wait, is that the one you have active?
No, somebody else could do it. But you use whatever 3.
I don't have the stuff filled in for the combat knife.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Hold on.
What's its damage and type and stuff?
Let me grab the auto. If you could take a look at the
1d10 plus 2.
1d10. Alright.
Oh, 1d10 plus 2. Okay.
R. Penetration's 2.
Penetration is 2. Type is R.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on the bottom row, should be checked off for your SP.
Yeah.
strength bonus, yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, would you say the hit was to the charge? Plus 20?
Plus 10.
No, plus 10.
Plus 14 total, though, because of Quintus's
Yes.
ability. And then what you were talking about was Bolter Assault you have right now, right?
No, this is my combat knife I switched to.
Oh, no, but Dave was asking about the... You guys have access to Bolter Assault, right? Because of the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay,
you need
so
to be
yeah,
on
that's a hit.
Twitter.
Go ahead and roll damage. I can't parry because rolled. Scratches along his chitin. Like this thing's chitin is very, very tough. Then it is its turn. Let's do an attack on each of you guys.
Kev.
Yeah.
You said something at the beginning of the game about our ability to hurt things that were really tough. One of our talents or one of our...
That was your... Yeah, no, that allowed you to use your fists to do damage against... as if they weren't primitive weapons.
Oh, just with our fists.
Yeah,
okay.
And then... oh, fuck, though. If Wilhelm... Remember, that's demonic, not Xenos. If this was a Bloodthirster of Khorne, you could swap into your solo mode and you do plus whatever it was damage, plus 4 damage or something. Or no, you could ignore toughness and jack your toughness up by 4. I will tell you, their toughness bonus, just to give you a context, their toughness bonus is a huge part of their defenses right now. So you could, like, right now they're subtracting 18 is their total without incorporating any penetration. Of that, 10 of it is toughness bonus. So if you had an ability to ignore toughness bonus and had a penetrating thing, you'd be doing flat damage on these things. Yeah. Okay. So then, Shrike, time. Wilhelm, we're coming down on you this time. Let's see. I did hit. You gonna parry?
Yep.
Plus 14 to your parry. Zap, you parried it. Second attack. Second attack is a miss. Quintus, take this thing down.
Go.
Or soften it up for me.
Minus.
Oh. That's not great.
Nope.
But it's
Sorry,
not
boys.
Yeah, it's not a fumble though. Okay, so a jam, right? Yeah, no, not that bad. All right,
it's
and
a
it is
72.
Wilhelm. What are you doing?
What I keep doing every single
I'll roll
time.
parry. I failed my parry with the same fucking number I failed on last time. Go ahead and roll damage. And tearing. Oh, not as good this time. It's okay.
Weak
All right.
sauce.
Here we go. And shield. Cannot parry the shield. Because I already used it. Come on. MacLeod.
Is there something I can do to increase my damage with a blade?
Like a power attack type thing? I don't believe so.
Okay.
But let's see here. What those are talents. Combat. Yeah, all out attack gives you plus 20 to your weapon skill, but you can't dodge or parry. That doesn't increase damage.
I don't see anything on the armor or the...
There is, though.
Where the heck did I put the combat one?
Oh, I said I was checking out stun. But that's what you do is it's a hard minus 20 weapon skill test. If you succeed, you roll 1d10, add your strength bonus, which in your case is like plus 10. But then they roll 1d10, add their toughness bonus plus 1 for each armor point, and they have a shit ton of armor all over them. So
yeah, okay. All right, so I'll just try and I'll try and explode a dice then.
Go, come on. Oh, and I think, you know what? Yeah, you guys will be getting plus 10 to your attack because you guys are ganging up. There is a concept of gang up bonus in this. So you'll have plus 14 to your roll then. Mac, we're down.
Re-roll it, I guess.
What's that?
You want to
What was
re-roll it?
Well, a 3's a hit, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a hit.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's the damage that I need to...
No, it does not. hack along.
So close.
So this thing, Wilhelm, I hit with my first attack. Now parry.
Yep.
Plus 14. Go right ahead. I'm gonna roll my second attack. Second attack is a hit. Whoa! Narrowly bad of the one aside. Give us a roll D100, 25 or less. Let's see if it sucks up the hit. No, it goes through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alrighty. Then, oh yeah, it's not attached either, so you couldn't re-roll it. Okay, then I am doing. Wow, that's a lot of damage. All right, so this is penetrating 3, and I hit you in the 5 is. I hit you in the body, which is your armor. It's an 18 total, right? There.
It says body 10, and then below it is 18.
18. Okay, so that's 18 with your armor. So you're gonna have minus 14 from this. You take. So you take a total of 4 points of damage once everything is included.
Armor is awesome.
Your armor's amazing, yeah. This thing hacks down. It punctures your armor, though. Oh, you can feel the rush of cold from the outside. But that took 2 attacks to get you in there. Quintus, this thing has bloodied your brother. What are you doing?
Join us, brother.
Yeah, there you go.
Vermin.
2 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cancel. Oh, dear me.
And the second one. That's good. Okay.
17.
17.
Okay.
All right. Then it is Wilhelm's turn. You have plus 10 to hit because MacLeod is in here on top of the plus 4 from Quintus. So you got plus 24. Oh, no.
Reroll.
Oh, yeah, reroll. Nice for Quintus.
Hey, Quintus, I seem to be having some trouble.
There you go. All right.
Trouble no more.
Failed by parry at a 91. There you go. Come on. Make that exploding 10 count. Come on, Wilhelm. 1d10
Right.
exclamation mark. Come on. Ah, but still, 27 though. Look at this. Whoa. Huge hit on this thing. All right.
To hell, brothers.
Come on, let's hit the
MacLeod
exploding
finishes.
dice on that shield.
Oh.
Come on. So it'll be plus 14 to hit with the shield. That's a hit. I can't parry. Go ahead, roll damage.
Oh, let's soften him up for you, MacLeod.
Wow. That's so close. All right, MacLeod, he's got it open for you. You got plus 14 to hit.
All right, I need to roll.
That's a
Oh,
big
nice.
hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
If only it increased the damage.
19.
Nice. With pen 2, that means that is precisely enough. Whatever, you take my word, it has 3 health left. What does it look like? As Wilhelm hits this thing, blood and viscera goes flying out. It opens it up for you to take this thing down, MacLeod. What does it look like?
I think he's literally opened up a hole in its, in its shell or whatever, and
Yeah.
I just jam my combat knife
Jam.
deep into its body.
Oh, and this thing goes down. All of that took only 6 minutes. We'll take that down. All right, and we're past our quit time, so I think we will leave the medical attention for afterwards. But because I'm more interested in hearing what you guys thought of the session. What did you guys think of the game?
Wow, that was a lot of fun. That was as anticipated. Space Marine awesomeness, all kinds of like cool stuff right out of the box. It felt like playing like a PF2 character level 3 or 5 or something like that, or D&D 5th or more, because it has all these cool things you can do.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. It was good fun. It's good fun. There's
I
a
like
curve, right, to knowing all of the bits and pieces, but
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
No,
It's a lot of fun.
Honestly, I was thinking that it's like with Rogue Trader, when we were starting to play Rogue Trader, notwithstanding my fuck up in the rules, we thought like, oh, this is gonna be a lot of stuff moving on, and then once you got going, you're like, no, this is moving pretty quickly. And same thing for this. And Jeff, what about you?
It was awesome, and I think you really appreciate the Marines more if you've played Rogue Trader or a different game where you've sort of seen what the game is like, versus when you're a Space Marine. It would almost be fun to play like a combined campaign where you were like, a Rogue Trader vessel with some Space Marines, so you almost had like two characters and like played like all the talky bits and flying and all the fun stuff we've been having with Rogue Trader, and then when there is combat like those, something dangerous, it's like, okay, send our squad of Marines in, because the combat is kind of a little more involved and a little more to it, like it does feel fun to have all these cool combat powers.
Yeah, and you have adversaries worthy of your abilities too.
Right.
You hit the nail on the head. That's my sort of fancy campaign, is you mix it with Dark Heresy too. Because you go in as Inquisitors, investigators, you discover the mystery, and then you switch over to the kill team that you send in. Oh,
there you go.
Yeah, it's when I think like we've had one random encounter for this too. Like part of the fun of this mission is going like there's shit to discover at any one of these locations, and then there's random stuff that can like random amounts of time it'll take and random things you can encounter. So there's a real, it's not a sandbox, but it's like a teeny tiny little sandbox where you can go wherever you want, and you know what your goals are and your secondary goals are, so you can kind of decide on the fly and as circumstances merit how you want to approach things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, actually, like, remember one of your tertiary objectives was taking something down in melee combat.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, awesome.
Pick done.
Yeah. And like, honestly, from the DM side or the whatever Game Master side, was not that bad. Like it took us a long time to go through and give a list of everything that's sort of at play here, but in motion, not that bad at all. We
cool.
And jump packs. Just gonna say.
Holy, well, and your shield. How clutch was that first? I know you're a little suspicious, like, well, maybe this thing will be useful, but like getting that 25 when you weren't able to parry, it's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And I think if you get to read that Nightbringer and everything, like that series, there's quite a lot of talky you can do as a Space Marine.
Most definitely. And that's the thing, like there is more, the adventures don't feel like just a series of combat encounters. Like it feels, there are wartime settings for sure, but there's more going on, and especially for Deathwatch teams are in part having to figure out what the hell the threat is in some cases. So there's a lot more of an investigative quality to it, and because they're so powerful, like I saw someone had commented about like why the hell would you ever want to play a game of Space Marines? Like it's just so fucking boring and blah, blah, blah. As if there's like only nuance to be found in characters that are in like Dark Heresy or something else. And it feels like, well, like you haven't looked at, I don't think that person has looked at any of the adventures for Deathwatch, because there's tons of complexity and nuance and really interesting decisions that you're making on the fly as you're going along as part of this, military operation, and lots of really wild environments that normal troops wouldn't be able to go into. These things are environmentally sealed. So like one of my favorite adventures in this involves you guys having to go to the bottom of a lake or a sea or something like that, and then explore a ruin down there. And that's just,
that's awesome.
It's super fucking badass. Yeah, it's really, and we did not even do the, the requisition component of it too. So like as you guys got familiar with what is useful for you, or who on the team's going to take what, you'd also be going through that requisition stage and figuring out who's going to take what, how you're going to spend your extra requisition points, to get like better healing shit, or a heavy weapon or whatever. Yeah, it was very cool seeing you guys making decisions over that stuff as well. And that ability
Jeff.
of yours, my goodness, that +4 and the free reroll, is that a Ultramarine thing?
Yeah, Ultramarine one.
Wow. The
It's,
only thing that that I didn't seem I don't want to say underwhelming because that's probably too powerful, but the difference between a high degree of success with the bolter and being able to roll multiple damages because you hit multiple times.
Oh, in the melee?
Versus, yeah, because in melee I had like one where it was like a 4.9 on. I'm like, wow, 4.9. You'd think that you were doing something like an extra attack.
Let me just make sure I'm not doing because I could very well have fucked it up.
Oh no, and even if you did, that's just we're learning the game. But I just thought
it
seemed like there was a
it would have.
difference from if you rolled a high degree of success with your bolter, you were doing a whole bunch more damage.
Yeah. Let's see here.
But then the chainsword also does more damage. Like it's got a higher base and.
Yeah, I don't. Let's see here. The attack roll.
But still, super freaking cool. Like.
Yeah.
And that's why I pulled my chainsword out early because I would just want to attack something with it.
Heck yeah. I mean, I could very well. I don't think we miss anything, but like, just like again, like these are brand new Space Marines. These are shinies, just cranked out. Yeah, no, there isn't anything extra that comes from degrees of success. That is something I am really looking forward to seeing in Warhammer Fantasy 4th, is because it's a single roll, attack roll. If you hit, your degrees of success is what adds to your damage to figure out how much damage you do.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And then you got like talents that can modify degrees of success, so you can get extra, like characters who just hit harder with certain weapons, regardless of whatever they're in all circumstances, given what they roll.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a very cool thing. Yeah, so cool. Well, I'll launch into the outro. If there's anything else you guys want to add about Deathwatch.
Let's play again.
Nope.
Let's play again. That is all I want to hear. That's awesome. Yeah, and you get the demeanors are so good in this.
So yeah, John and George, if you can't make it next week, or in 2 weeks, we got it covered. Don't worry.
That is awesome. This was one of the games on my like wish list or to-do list for the year. I honestly enjoyed this even more than I thought. I gotta say, I mean, great players playing this as well, but like, man, even though we only really played for 2 hours of fighting, easily as good as I was hoping the game was going to be. And to think that, again, like you got so much room to grow with these characters as well, and oh my God, you can get even better at your dual attacks too, Wilhelm. So, all right.
Drop pods. Anybody else want to join us? We'll just drop pod you into the mix.
All right, then.
There's no hand waving necessary. You just bring down the Deathwatch in the drop pod. Bam, bam.
Yeah, there's two. We have 2 more pre-gens all ready to go. So imagine you had a tech marine with you trying to hack that servo whatever, right? Or a devastator marine with the heavy weapon against these things. Not bad. All right. So then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for our second attempt playing, but first proper squad level play with Deathwatch. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the game, or the adventure, I guess we kicked off today, please do not hesitate to comment. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. I will also, guys, award renown for tonight. I can't remember how that works in this game, whether you get it at the end of the mission or you get it per session, but I'll figure that out. There is also a link down below in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active. We have channels there dedicated to Warhammer games in general is one of the channels, as well as every other game we run on the channel. We haven't talked about Rogue Trader on there because we have been running that more often, but I mean, I definitely would talk Deathwatch there. And when we get a chance to play some fantasy there as well. There's also a ton of other channels and a ton of other great people over there, including people looking for players in the Find a Group channel. You are more than welcome to join us over there. The GM advice channel has been pretty active the last 2 weeks too. So yeah, just a great community, and you are more than welcome to join us. There is also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America, including my copy of Death Rites of Battle, which is like fucking brand new. Noble Knight Games not only has an amazing selection of, unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs, not only do they have a great selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they also have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code SPRINGMUSER. I've got it listed down below, all in caps, all one word, and you will save yourself 10% on your purchase. If you're listening to this at another time, that code is good until July 1st, 2023, after which we'll have another code for you. In addition, there's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really amazing organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children, including ongoing relief efforts in the Ukraine and surrounding countries. There's any donations that go through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. And small ways of saying thank you. If you've donated $10 or more since January 1st, 2023, head on over to the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and you can find out about the year-long campaign we're playing, A Year of Ill Omens, and how you can vote on the different components to make up our next session, which will be happening next month. There's also, if you donate $25 or more, there will be a chance to a chance to win one of the great prizes in our next charity raffle. Those include a chance to play with us. There's a chance to win 2 copies of the Degenesis Rebirth Edition core rulebooks. I got 2 copies of those to give away. Dave has very generously, our resident tech marine, has put together an amazing chainmail dice bag again, and a ton of other great prizes. I'm sure we'll have more information about near the end of June. Yeah, and again, all donations go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. $25 gives you one chance to win one of the great prizes and to vote on the charity sessions. The last thing I'm going to say is a huge thank you to our Deathwatch members for today, our Marines. So Jeffrey, Dave, and James, thank you so much for playing tonight. This game absolutely did not disappoint, and that is a huge credit to you guys. You guys played the hell out of your Marines. Congratulations on taking down your first Tyranids.
Yeah, good. Thank you for running it.
Of course.
That's
yeah,
great.
no, that's great. Then, for those listening at home, thank you so much. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, either in the Stolen Lands to continue our Kingmaker campaign, or I guess back on Tantalus and see whether our heroes can beat that 3 hours and what is that? 48 minutes?
We'll be fine.
I'm sure you'll be fine, especially if you hustle and make more noise, bring more attention. Then for those listening at home, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time, but we do hope that you enjoyed. We hope we gave you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and see the troubles that our stalwart space marines are encountering on this dying planet. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.